Well, camels were right at home at the box office this weekend. Matthew McConaughey's new action movie, Sahara, debuted at #1, bringing in just under $19 million. Last week's #1 movie, Sin City, dropped a notch to #2. It earned another $14 million, and the Jimmy Fallon, Drew Barrymore comedy Fever Pitch debuted at #3. The movie about a Red Sox-obsessed baseball fan brought home $13 million.
Yeah, I'm sure they're expecting better numbers on that movie.
Yeah.
Because they had been advertising it big time, and it came in third.
Definitely.
And you got to figure everyone in Massachusetts saw it. So, with that considered, and it only finished in third, you got to perceive it as a failure.
I guess so.
Nothing worse than a failure, Terry.
Yeah, I know. Spent all that money. And
Oh, it is.
no
That advertising didn't pay off.
Yes.
Well, it's just a game.
Everyone was in watching the Masters.
The Masters.
Were you in watching the Masters? Were you watching Masters greatness in action, Terry?
I actually saw little bits and pieces of, on like ESPN and stuff like that when they highlighted, it was Thursday, and they were talking about how crappy Tiger was doing.
Well, he was.
And I was like, there's no way.
But you were able to. You didn't witness him able to overcome his new wife staring him in the face on that last hole. The reason his golf game has just taken a tumble over the past couple of years, staring him in the eyes on that final hole that he had to play twice to win it, Terry.
No, I didn't.
And he was
see
able
that
to overcome.
one.
That's greatness, as far as I'm concerned. That is the true definition of greatness.
Okay.
When you realize your adversary, you're the person who is the detriment to your greatness, looking you right in the eyeball.
Is your wife?
Well,
That's nice.
That's great.
you think it's coincidental that all of a sudden his game took a tank, he just took a downward spiral the moment he met. I'm not to say that he's not more happy with the balance in his life.
Right.
But the direct cause of him being a superstar in the game to going to mediocrity is standing right there. This blonde, sultry, beautiful figure, no doubt about it.
Right.
Staring him right in the face. Mm-hmm. And he's able to overcome it. That is pretty impressive.
So she's there, standing, right next to the hole at the end. Is that how it works?
I think she was actually in the hole. Yeah. She was right alongside the green.
So they didn't have a fight or anything. Wow. So that's
Yes.
That's amazing.
good. He overcame it.
Well, some may call it Tiger being back. Others may call it, believe it or not, at age 28, whatever he is, a last hurrah.
Yeah. Well,
You make the call.
Ready for the seniors tour?
I don't know about the seniors tour, but as far as him all of a sudden going on to win a string of majors, I don't think you can expect that to happen, in my opinion. But because he's got the wife now, Terry. He's got that ball and chain dragging him down.
Jeez, I don't think so. And besides that,
So you think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden, when he gets married and he starts really seriously falling in love, like a couple of
sucks.
I'm not saying it sucks, Terry. It just may be a detriment to your profession, though, to some degree. And in his sport, you can't have any slight
distractions.
Yes.
Well, it may have been a
slight as they
distraction.
may be, it'll cause you to drop into. So I'm not saying it's, as far as his overall life, a detriment, but as far as his game, Terry, a detriment.
I think maybe at the very beginning it may have been a little bit of a distraction, and so yes, his game went down a little bit. However, I don't necessarily think that it's going to be the demise of Tiger.
It already
the
has
marriage.
been. Well, it already has been, and it's been
Well,
proven.
but he's
it's not a coincidence.
Come back.
It's way too ironic, the timing of all of it, that he falls in love, he gets married, and at the same time you could draw a line and a parallel to his game completely dropping off the map. He hasn't won a major before yesterday in 13 tries.
Well,
in 3 years.
I mean, isn't golf one of those weird games, though? That, one of those weird sports that it's,
Well,
I mean, even
all I can tell you
mentally
is this.
or...
All I can give you is the facts. The facts are he had won about 5 or 6 majors in a row. I believe the number was 5, and he had won 7 out of 9 before he met this love of his life.
Okay.
Then he meets this love of his life. Draw a line there.
Okay, hold on.
Draw a line. Draw a line in the air. Meets her there.
Meets love of
Game
life.
falls off a cliff
Whew, just direct fall.
at the exact same second. His game falls off a cliff. You're laughing like you think I'm making this up.
No,
This is the way the timeline goes.
I just see Tiger trying to make a swing, going, ooh.
Now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, yes, his game had been in the tank.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, over the past weekend, he pulls one out of the bag like a cagey old veteran, and he's not even that old. He's not even close to being that old. He's very established champions like he is, Muhammad Ali, and all kinds of people in that ilk are able to pull one out of the fire as a champion can do in the last hurrah kind of situation.
Well, maybe he
with his wife stared in the face. The reason he had fallen off the map. And then to add insult to injury, considering what's happened over the past 3 years to his game, he wins the Masters, the greatest event in his sport. He wins the Super Bowl, if you will, Terry.
Right, I know
and
that. The big green jacket.
And as soon as it's completed, as soon as he puts it in the win column, that wife of his, the reason that his game dropped off the map, Terry, starts straddling some other strange, I didn't know who he was, I didn't recognize him, but some other strange black dude.
That evil bitch.
She just jumps in some dude's arms and straddles him.
Cheating already.
Did you see that on TV?
I did not.
Oh.
Were you watching it?
No. I woke up at 2, so I wasn't really dialed in.
I see.
Well, maybe he was motivated about his dad because I know his dad was ill. He was there at Augusta, so maybe that help him overcome,
Well, I think if he would have known that wife of his was about to straddle some strange dude, Terry.
Yeah, the mental thing.
Upon his sinking the winning putt. I don't know if you're given that extra motivation that you may need to make that putt.
Yeah,
You should just grab the guy next to her.
I don't know if it was just the guy next to her. I think it was in the Tiger camp, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I had never seen him before.
I don't think he cares that his game has fallen off. I mean, I think he'd rather be the, the golf pro at Inner Bay, but in love with her and having a great relationship than
and his
win all
money.
these tournaments.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. And I'm not saying he needs the money either, Terry.
Right.
He didn't win yesterday's tournament because he was hard up for cash.
Gosh, can I retire at his age with his
Fine.
money?
Well, I think it's way too late for you.
Well, yeah,
Anyhow,
I know, but...
I'm not saying, Stephen, I would like to believe you're right, that the balance now that he has in his life, the happiness of having a wife that straddles strange men, is more than he had before when he was winning major tournament after major tournament, Stephen.
Yes, been there, done that.
True.
I'm sure that's what he was thinking when
I'm sure.
he had sunk that putt on the 18th green. Been there, done that.
Yeah, he's on the phone with Inner Bay, I'm sure, right after the tournament. You guys need a golf pro or anything? I'm available.
Right.
Sure.
He's got a lot to look forward to there.
I know.
Teaching 67-year-old men the concept of the correct swing. I'm sure is a lot of motivation for the rest of Tiger's existence. And then watching that video of him resurging to prominence in every way, shape, and form, and watching his wife straddle a member of his Tiger camp will be a video for the ages.
Yeah. Well, maybe she got the pre-approval from him.
If I win, I want you to straddle this dude.
Maybe that's
She jumped in some dude's arms and threw one leg around each side of his body.
Wow. Was he as attractive as Tiger?
That's a good-looking black guy, yeah. Really? I would have straddled him, Terry, if I was there in the Tiger camp.
Really?
Yeah, he was a good-looking guy.
Oh, okay.
I just had never seen him before, and I thought it was a little peculiar that his wife chose to jump in his arms and straddle the man.
Tiger said, now you do this since I can't do it on TV, so I just want somebody to straddle this
And
guy.
the cameras didn't catch it, but I imagine the strange, whoever the guy was, went for a reach around, Terry, while he was being straddled by her. So it was quite the cozy little moment for wife and dude and Tiger celebrating with his caddy on the 18th green.
Tiger was straddling Phil Mickelson.
It was quite the little orgy there, yes. It was a great day in Augusta.
The T-Man. Gotta avoid that stuff.
This weekend, a 22-year-old contestant on The Apprentice gets arrested, not fired.
Oh.
Chris Shelton faces disorderly conduct charges.
Right.
Police say he got out of hand at a hotel in Florida, arguing over something he thought was free.
Trying to walk out with all those robes.
Thought this was included.
They stop him at the door. Don't you know I'm on The Apprentice?
Yeah, right.
And you get arrested for that, man.
Come on, it fits me perfect.
Yes.
Gotta be mine.
And so do these other 6 that I took from other people's rooms. Well, I guess that's kind of frowned upon. You might be able to get away with the little shampoos and conditioners.
Right.
But not the robes.
No.
Or the bathroom scale.
Oh, wow. Do they have bathroom scales?
Speaking of bathroom scale, from what I understand from the email that I received over the weekend, as much as I try to ignore it, I guess it did stick in my craw a little bit, Terry, and you know where my craw is located.
Oh, sure.
Gay phone operator wants to come on the air this morning at some point and reveal the results of his first weigh-in since he began his training, Terry, his personal trainer situational experiences that he's been doing now for 2.5 weeks. I can't imagine how much weight he's lost in 2 weeks.
Well, you're pretty quick to say lost. mean, what if he's gained 11 pounds?
Whoa, wouldn't that be something?
That may not be great news for him, the trainer, or the gym.
Yeah, he's
but
not calling about that.
I'm
probably.
assuming he's sending an email because he's lost some weight.
Oh, good.
And he's excited about it. And maybe he's being lied to by the trainers. I don't know. This is all to be deciphered when we get the news.
Wow, that's kind of exciting then, huh?
So at some point, and I would imagine probably in the next less than an hour, Terry,
Sure.
he's going to jump on his gay telephone, call us up on the phone lines here, Terry, and reveal to us what the first way in has told him.
Wow,
I bet he's
can't
excited
wait.
if he lost.
And he seemed excited from the tone of the email. Yes, you're correct, Mr. Kilbreath. It's excited enough to the point where I'm worried that you may be getting a little jealous after you hear about how much he's lost. I don't know.
I would imagine I would be.
I
mean, I'm happy for him.
What
I'd
would you
be
see
jealous.
as success in the first 2 weeks? Anything over 6 pounds.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Any kind of loss, even a pound.
A pound.
Not
Would
at
be
his
success.
size. Yeah, no, not
I
at
went
his
from
size.
397 to 396.
Hey, it's a loss.
Or actually, technically, it's 396 and a quarter, but I'm rounding down to 396.
He should be expected to lose a lot at his weight, though. When you're that big,
Oh, geez.
10 pounds, not the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, I mean, 5-6 days a week on a treadmill.
All right, well, we will all know very shortly. In the meantime, Terrence, what else is going on in the world?
Well, earlier you played the audio about Matthew McConaughey and how he had the #1 movie
Yeah, so
in the country.
Before you get started on Matthew McConaughey, I just want to make sure that's clear that makes 2 big press conferences being held today in the local area, Terry.
Oh.
A gay phone operator going to reveal how much weight he's lost,
Okay.
and Nate Robinson simultaneously, maybe Terry, at a press conference down the street,
Really?
is going to reveal whether he's coming back for a senior season at the University of Washington or he's going into the National Basketball Association.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh,
I understand the media is having a tough time trying to figure out which press conference to cover if they overlap, Terry.
Right.
Now, Gay is called into the hotline, but I think it's too early for the cameras to start clicking and the microphones. We're still setting things up. Yeah, thanks for the sound effect.
I was trying.
Terry Free certainly capturing the essence of what a press conference is all about.
That's great.
I felt like I was there for a second, Terry. You
Oh,
want
the
to?
whispers.
Wow, you got the press conference sound effects down pat.
We're a sound effect machine over here at this station.
All right, let me close my eyes and make it seem like I'm at a press conference again, Terry. Go ahead. Wow. It's either that or Terry's trying to call a parakeet over. I can't tell the difference. It's terrific.
Well, glad.
Okay, why don't you now?
Actually shuffling cards.
Why don't you now tell us about Matthew McConaughey, Terry? Because you got me all juiced up and then you left me hanging. Go ahead.
Well, he has the #1 movie. We talked about that earlier.
Is that right?
Yes. Sahara or Sahara,
Well, when
whatever.
you have a 2-month-old son, Terry, you lose track of what movies are out there.
No, I know that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
A lot of rentals.
Yeah. Now Matthew McConaughey also has the best male chest, according to In Touch Weekly magazine.
They voted on who's got the best chest.
Yes.
Chest full of marijuana in his home, in his study, Terry. Is that what you're talking about?
Naked and beating on a bongo drum?
Oh, geez.
No. Just his regular old.
You have any sound effects for that, Terry?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Sorry.
Can you do the
Oh, what Stephen does, though.
Can you do the press conference again, Terry?
Okay.
Wow! I can't believe it. I'm live at a press conference.
I'm ready to plug in my camera right now.
Yes.
Anyway, Josh Duhamel was
Anyway is the best word to use after making those sound effects, Terry.
Josh Duhamel,
Was second? He came in second?
and he's the star of Las
Does
Vegas.
it make you feel good to know you have the second best chest? Or
Sure.
or is that just a bridesmaid position
Well,
Man, if you don't have the best chest, screw it. I don't even want to know if I have the second best chest.
I think you work on it so you can be #1 next year. I mean, that's all it does.
Yeah.
Gives you incentive to.
Matthew
to work on it.
McConaughey's got a little bird chest. Who's voting on this, deciding he's got the best chest?
people who read In Touch Weekly. Mm-hmm. I mean, then it was George Clooney, Will Smith, and Brad Pitt. In that order.
Dude's posing for the cover of Muscle and Fitness going, what the hell am I working my ass off for? Putting needles in my butt, roiding up, trying to look good when Matthew McConaughey's little bird chest is beating me out for the best chest in the world. I used to read Muscle and Fitness all the time.
I still do.
You do?
I do.
They still make that magazine?
do.
Oh, like
yes.
crazy.
They always have a dude with a huge 6-pack ab situation,
Oh, yeah.
8-pack ab on the cover, holding some little slender babe in his arms.
Cover hasn't changed.
I love it.
Still the same.
It's always different people, but always the same pose.
Same interviews with the same people. Mm-hmm. Yet they still make new ones.
And we'll still buy it.
Yeah.
So if you work out, you hold hot chicks in your arms. That's the message.
That is pretty much the message, yes.
Curls for girls.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sure that's why Gay's doing them.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Curls for the girls. Yes, Schwager.
Hello, T.
Hello, Schwager.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
I'm filling out this application for a pageant.
Did you vote for Matthew McConaughey as best chest in the world, Matthew?
No.
All right.
Okay, I'm filling out this application form for a pageant here,
Yes.
and I have to come up with a talent to do in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Now-
pageant again?
And
What did I miss?
you're looking yourself over and you're realizing, thinking about the history of your life and coming to the conclusion you have not a talent.
Well, there's two options I can do.
Right.
I could sing.
Option 2?
I could act.
Mm-hmm.
Option 3? There is.
How are you going to act? What kind of talent? Start over again. What is this for now?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a high school pageant.
A high school pageant. Why are you going to be in a pageant? Since when
It's
are
called Mr.
since when are 18-year-old boys in pageants?
I don't know.
It's called Mr. SK.
This is in front of the whole school or just a class or what?
No, okay. This is a pageant thing that takes place after school in May.
All right. Who's putting this
This is for
fine
only,
after-school special together? Who's responsible for this?
This is
Is this
being
Key
done
Club
by,
stuff?
Oh, this has been done for a few years now,
Right.
and it's for only SK seniors.
It's for what seniors?
South
Oh,
Kids
South
South.
Kids South seniors, yes.
SK to him.
SK, yes.
Stephen Kilbreth.
There are BK's British Knights, Terry. And there are SK, South Kids South.
Mr. Stephen Kilbreth. That's what I want to strive to be.
Yes. All right, so see, it's like it's in the whole throes of all the senior events that happen, like in the final month or two of school, or what?
Yeah.
Aha, you have all these events
Sure.
as you get set to embark on your life and graduate from high school. They have all those final couple of last month senior kind of situational event and all that fun stuff. And Schwager, you want to participate in this stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, my advice to you, if I'm your dad, and I pretty much am, is sit these things out and go into the final months of your high school time without embarrassing yourself.
You can watch the pageant, though.
Done
I mean,
enough of that. Or you can watch the pageant go by.
Why don't you videotape the pageant?
There are people in this world that are in the parade, and there are people that are parade watchers.
Right.
I see you as a parade watcher the rest of your life there, Schwager.
Just collect the candy they throw off.
That's right.
Actually,
Sit in the
funny
bleachers
you-
with a blanket.
Funny you should say embarrassing myself.
Yes.
It says for question number 7, what is the most embarrassing moment?
Right. And you pretty much say, every day, there's a new one.
Ooh, well, actually, I have some pretty good ones I haven't told you guys.
Wow.
Oh, we know about them. Anyhow, Schwager, what are your considerations now again? You want to be in the pageant. It's going to be tough to talk him out of it, Terry.
Right.
He's either going to sing or dance or what? Or juggle
Sing
or what?
I can't remember.
It's either-
Act.
Cut the lady in
Sing
half,
or
what?
act.
Sing or act something out.
Sing or act something out.
Well, there is a third option, but I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Third option.
Yeah.
But your talent can be anything. It doesn't have to be those two, right?
I
Well,
mean, heck, you could.
those
Play the
are
harmonica?
basically the general area.
So I think you should use your best talent and make like a hypnotist and make the entire crowd that's watching fall asleep just by talking, like you do with us every day.
I'm getting sleepy.
Because right now I'm feeling my eyes getting heavy. I'm getting sleepy. Obviously, it makes two of us.
He wants some encouragement, I think.
Yes.
School should get some new
No,
phones.
just
And
wondering
generally, that's what I would give, Terry. I rarely give the advice telling someone to be a parade watcher as opposed to a parade participator. And yet, Schwager, I can't muster up the strength to tell him to be in the parade, Terry.
Well, what exactly? If you win,
It's like every time he tries to be in the parade of life, Terry,
Yes.
it's just a disaster.
Talent shows are normally reserved for people with talent.
But I have a question. What if you win this little?
It's not about winning and losing, Terry. It's about making a mark.
If I win this is payback for everything I've gone through in life.
Oh,
Yes,
so it's
there
just
it
to
is.
have the title.
It's like making an impression, a final impression on your classmates, your peers,
Right.
your fellow seniors, and then some.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like he wants to all of a sudden, in the last month or two of his senior year, make some kind of statement like, "Oh wow, Matthew was cool all along,
Right.
and we thought he was a dork."
Maybe I was wrong.
That's
we
not
were
going to happen.
we were wrong in our analysis of Matthew Schwager. He wasn't a dork.
Sure, that's gonna
He
happen.
was really cool. Oh, that's what he wants to do.
He wants to do it.
I know how he feels.
Right.
Because I was in the same boat.
funny.
I was in the same exact boat when I was a senior, and I was Schwager, Terry.
Right.
Matthew, we're sorry. Here, we're going to fan you and feed you grapes. We had no idea.
Right. He wants everyone to come up and apologize to him and tell him how great he was. That's the dream, Terry.
He wants the hot cheerleaders to
He
just
wants
fawn all over
exactly.
him.
He wants the hot cheerleaders to be like, Matthew, we never saw you like that. We didn't.
so sexy.
We didn't know you had it in you, dude.
Ooh, I want you bad, baby.
I want you bad. I want to make up for all the time that I never screwed you during the past 4 years.
Right.
It's a real-life Revenge of the Nerds.
Exactly.
Wow.
He wants We Are the Champions to start playing and all the people to start coming out of the stands.
I'm a nerd, too.
Right. Schwager, all I'm saying is, all I'm pretty much letting you know is two things. Number one, that happens only in movies. And number two, your time will come, and I'm not feeling it just yet for you. So I would proceed with caution as it pertains to this talent show, whatever the hell this is, because all it could do in real likelihood here is just kind of putting stone as opposed to the pencil and pen and permanent marker that it's already in, that you were a dork pretty much through high school.
What if he did, his dancing as his talent?
See, he watched Napoleon Dynamite, obviously. He
Right.
finally got a hold of a copy of that.
I haven't watched it yet.
And he saw Napoleon at the end of that movie make a statement with his dancing and his routine, and he thinks he can pull that off.
Well,
and that's movie stuff, Terry.
I
Hey,
understand.
I have not seen Napoleon. Oh,
He's got to go.
They're making an announcement. He listens to all announcements, unlike every other high schooler. He had to stop talking because they were making a...
What are they having for lunch today, Matthew?
Oh, geez.
No, they're just saying the doors are now open.
I have
You can
not
come
seen
in.
Napoleon Dynamite yet.
You've heard about it, obviously.
Yes, I've seen stuff on the internet.
Right. And he pulls it off at the end of that movie in a fashion that is just not happening in real life.
Yeah, but didn't you say that?
And then he catches a delicious bass.
I remember you saying that Napoleon Dynamite was made after me.
Yes, I see a lot of Napoleon Dynamite in you.
With the exception of the end, right?
With the exception of the end. Exactly.
So are there any basketball or football players in this pageant?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Most likely the football captain,
No, they're the ones that stand around the event and make fun of people who are in it.
Yeah, they do.
Now, Schwager, I'm not saying your time won't come. I think it will. I truly do. And I'm all for, I'm all for the notion of sticking it to the high school people that made fun of you all along. I'm all for that, Terry.
Right.
But you got to make sure your time is, it's now.
But you can't force it.
You can't force it. Well, you got to force it at some point, Terry, but you got to force it when it's at least feasible.
Sure.
Well,
And for Schwager, all it is just fall on your stupid face and just look like an idiot if he's in this talent show, Terry.
Well, I figured that this is probably my last chance to do something big. It's either this or do something at graduation.
Oh, that would be a
Can't
damn.
you just move on from high school and say, look, it wasn't a great time for me, I'm moving on?
It wasn't a great time, but at some point in the next 5 to 10 years, they're going to hear about something really cool that I did that's going to make them rethink their evaluation of me. It's not going to be now, though, Schwager. Schwager, all you're going to do now is just, in all honesty, make an even bigger idiot of yourself than you've already established.
Bigger idiot!
And I say that with all kinds of emotion and sensitivity because I was that guy, and I held back from that town. We had that same kind of thing. And I thought about it too, Schwager.
Go out with a bang.
I should go out with a bang. I should show them they were all wrong. But then I realized, nope, they're pretty much all right.
You thought
But
better
at
of
some point, they're going to hear about me having a #1 radio show.
it. Yeah, there you go.
And they're going to realize that they had it all along.
They'll all work for Schwager one day.
And Susie Gollop will finally want to have sex with each other.
Wow.
And then I'll tell her to
Have
go
you asked her?
screw herself. The stupid cooch. What's that now, Schwager?
I'll take what you have said under advisement.
Well, take it under advisement. I'm not telling you what to do, Matthew. I'm telling you go with your heart, all right? And you know what? Maybe there's something about you that doesn't have the ability to be any further embarrassed than you are. Maybe that's... And if that's the case, that's terrific. If that's the case,
That could be.
I applaud you even more than I ever applauded myself. So if you want, after all we just told you, we showed you the other side now, and that's part of my job is to play devil's advocate at times. We showed you the other side, Schwager. Now, if you, knowing that now, want to go ahead with this, more power to you. Just don't invite us.
Okay.
Now, what are you going to do? I'm kind of curious. If you say I'm going to do this, going to...
I bet he is.
What are you, an idiot?
I bet he is.
What are you going to do, Schwager? You're still going to try to be an actor in
Well, until I can figure out a talent. So
I thought the dancing. I thought you were the dancing guy. You love to dance at the dances and stuff.
Terry, if I dance, I will most likely break a bone.
Oh, jeez.
And probably hurt somebody.
Okay, well, what a premonition.
Do they have other categories? I mean, is there, like, evening wear and things like that, or is it just talent show? Because you call it a pageant. So.
Everybody that enters the pageant must do a talent.
Then Schwager loses his title because he poses naked in Penthouse?
Oh, wow.
Well, just show the entire school how to whip up some meth in less than 3 minutes and call it a day. That's probably your biggest talent.
Not everybody can do that. That's
Isn't that why your trailer was busted a couple of weeks ago?
That's right.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Your talent is keeping your family in control.
As being the leader of your family at age 18. I'll tell you what. I got other people calling in wanting to give you advice as to what to do. You heard our point of view. My point of view is very clear. In case you missed it, it's stay as far away from this pageant situation as possible. You've already done enough to leave your legacy as it is in high school. You don't need to add to it.
Okay.
But other people are calling in with their thoughts. You want to take some of those calls or no?
Sure.
We'll take one and see how it goes. You're on the air with Matthew R. Schwager, high schooler to the stars. Oh, jeez.
Matthew, Brandon did it last year. You better be talented or they're going to make fun of you. And I like you. And I'm a mom, and I don't want to see them make fun of you.
Who's Brandon?
Must be her son.
Do you know?
Brandon's my son.
Mm-hmm.
He's a jazz singer.
Does Matthew know Brandon? Does he go to SK?
He might. Matthew?
Yes?
Do you remember Brandon who was in the Highlighters?
I think so. I remember a few of the highlighters from last
Yeah,
year.
the highlighters doesn't sound like the cool part of the...
No, being a jazz
He was the
singer.
only brown kid in the Highlighters.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's really cool.
And
You understand what I'm saying where I live, okay?
And your son got made fun of after thinking he was going to...
No. He's a very good singer, and he's a jock. He's a soccer jock, and it's for the jocks, and it's a fun thing. It's not anything serious. That's not where you make your statement, Matthew.
Well, I did watch it last year. I was there filming it for video, and the only thing I can say is I'm not doing an opening scene if I do enter it. That was just wrong.
Oh, he's still considering it, though, Terry. Do you hear this?
Yeah, I do.
He still has it in his mind that he's going to be a participant in this kind of whatever pageant situation it truly is.
Right.
And I don't really know the ins and outs of whatever pageant it is, Terry, and yet I know enough to tell him to stay as far away as humanly possible on that day.
I know that.
You never told us what he was going to do, though.
This lady even said, she's like, no, wrong time, buddy.
Right.
Like you lot, come on.
But what's he going to do? What's his talent? He never said.
He said he's either going to act or sing or dance.
Now, is this...
What, you said you want to sing? Is that one of the options?
Yes.
What would you sing?
Wait, we've tried to get him to sing.
Well, I have 700 songs to choose from on my laptop, so...
On your laptop?
Yeah. I'll go through my laptop, find a
Yes.
song, and,
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. You search through that laptop over the next couple of days, pick out a song, and you can audition it right here on the air with us later this week. All right? And I'll certainly hold off judgment. It's no chance there. I'll certainly hold judgment until I hear you. That's out of the question. Sing that song, all right?
Okay.
All right.
I've heard him do Somewhere Over the Trailer. It's pretty good.
Now, is this a nighttime event or during the day, Matthew?
This is a nighttime event.
Oh, so everybody
We're
goes
there.
home and then...
Bring your tomatoes. We're coming.
All right. Where is it held? At the school?
Yeah, in the auditorium.
In the auditorium. And people just show up on that night? Is it a Friday night? Is it a weekday night? What is it?
Let me see. It's
Oh, jeez.
May 24th.
24th. Let's mark it down now.
Tuesday, Monday?
So it's a weekday.
Oh.
I mean, people show up on a weekday to watch this talent show? It's pretty much a talent show. It's a goodbye senior talent show, basically, right?
Yep.
Yes, it is, for the
I
guys.
don't know why they call it a
For the
pageant.
guys, not
Just
for the
for
girls?
guys?
It's called Mr. SK.
Or do they have, oh, I see. And the person who has the most talent is then walking out with the
beautiful...
with the tiara that
Yeah,
says
the
Mr.
crown.
Yeah.
But there's people in there
And
that
the
take
sash.
it that do take it serious, that will be actually talented, right?
Like playing piano, that kind of thing.
Right.
Last year, there was a lot of people that did enter, and some of them were pretty good. And also, they have a Mr. Congeniality Award.
I would think most people probably goof around with their talent, though. Most people don't take it seriously, right? Like the jocks that they talked about, that woman talked about, is for the jocks.
Some of them do actually take it seriously.
Really?
Sounds like her son took it pretty serious.
Mm-hmm. A little too serious, Terry. She realizes that now as a mom.
Some football player's going to play Yankee Doodle Dandy on his armpit. Really funny, you know.
I do that every day. Schwager.
Yes.
My wife still loves it. At least she pretends to. Well, you let us know as the week proceeds what your decision is going to be. If you want to practice something and kind of test it out on us, we're here for you. All right?
Yes.
All right.
We're a fair audience, too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right, dude. Have a good school day.
I hope so.
Yes.
Good luck. Get some talent.
Sorry
I
about
hope
those
so.
hunger pains.
Finally, I have one. There you go.
Wow.
I'm glad he's using us as a sounding board, Terry, as to what he should do in this situation.
True. But whether or not he follows
He never
advice,
listens.
I know.
No.
He doesn't, ever.
Mm-hmm. What dysfunctional family member does.
Controlling the T-Man.
What's up?
Yeah.
Q93. Concert calendar.
Walmart wedding. The bride says her co-workers at the store could not get the day off to come to her wedding.
Yes, and they would have been there anyway. So, are you hearing the story?
I am.
Are you excited about a
Walmart wedding.
Hey, who couldn't be excited about that?
It just makes perfect sense. I don't know why people hadn't thought of this earlier, Terry. You got the pigs in the blanket all ready to go in the frozen food section. You got the McDonald's. Don't they have McDonald's and Walmarts now?
They do.
Yes.
Yes.
Some of them.
You get a Shamrock Shake.
Oh, yeah. I love those.
You got a
Tasty.
73-year-old red vest greeter sitting there at the front door to welcome your guests, Terry.
You sure do.
Mm-hmm. The reception, I understand, is going to be a Target, but for the ceremony, Terry, you have to have
The bride says her co-workers
you have to have
Walmart wedding.
There you go.
You can register while walking down the aisle.
Yeah, you can.
The possibilities are endless.
Oh, boy.
The bride says her co-workers at the store could not get the day off to come to her wedding,
Sure.
so she had the wedding at the store. The groom arrived from
the
Texas.
wedding's already happened, Terry. There it is. You hear the cheering?
I do.
That means they just put a 2-for-1 special on hip-hop CDs, Terry, and don't you know all the hip-hop fans are going to Walmart to buy them?
Sure.
I'm out of here. I'll be back later to go get it.
Right.
Walmart wedding.
I love it. Do you dress up, Terry, if you find out through the invitation that you got in the mail? I'm sure the very, very fancy invitation that you're invited to the Walmart wedding. And, you know, if you lose the invitation, don't worry about it. The chances are you would have been there anyway.
Right.
Do you dress up for the Walmart wedding, or are the Sunday overalls pretty much the way?
Probably
It
the
goes
way you
anyway.
go. The way you go.
Yes, your typical Sunday gear is acceptable.
Yeah. And if you need something, just pick it up off the rack and purchase it, and there you go.
Yes, as long as you have a coupon.
Right.
It's actually a pretty good idea.
Stephen wants to have a second wedding.
Do all your shopping.
Right. For the wedding.
Say I do and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It's terrific.
The bride says her co-workers at the store could not get the day off to come to her wedding, so she had the wedding at the store. The groom arrived from Texas just in time for the I-do's on Saturday. This couple met on the internet.
And very easy to go.
In the YouMightBeARedneck.com website.
Boy, oh boy.
That sounds like a wedding for the ages. One that I'm sorry that I didn't get the invitation to, Terry.
Right.
I would have loved to have been a guest at the
Walmart wedding.
Yes.
You got a piece of lawn furniture all reserved for you. Have a seat. Very comfortable.
I wonder if it was out in the nursery area or where.
Fire up one of 20 barbecues
Yeah,
that
you
I have
can.
waiting for you.
Right.
Again, the possibilities here are endless when you're talking about a
Walmart wedding.
Hit the baby registry, too, while you're there.
You know, there aren't enough Walmarts in the Pacific Northwest, Terry, at least in this area.
Oh, yeah.
What do we have, 1 or 2? Do we have 1?
One that I know of.
One.
There's
There's
one in Marysville.
Oh, there's one.
So there's 2, Stephen? How many
one
are
in
there?
Federal Way, Covington.
I know there's one in the South
Covington
End now,
now,
yes.
yeah.
Covington,
Auburn.
Federal Way. Yeah.
They're coming.
Yeah, they
all over the
are.
place
On the
now.
march.
They are.
They definitely are
Remsen,
taking
I
over.
think.
Yes.
They're like they're the Mormon of superstores, taking over the world.
Just a few years ago, we had none, Terry. Now
I know.
Stephen's counting to 3.
Well, 4 at least.
4 at least.
Wow.
At least.
So, it takes care of a lot of our wedding plans for the future, Terry.
Good deal.
We could all have
Walmart wedding.
for everyone. I hear that place holds a lot of people.
Is that where you're changing your venue to there, Hot Shot?
That's right.
Oh, that's right. He's got a July wedding coming up. Screw the church, screw the steeple, open the door, see all the Walmart people. There it is.
I'm going to put that on the front of the program.
There you go.
Sounds catchy, I think.
Could walk down the, well, whatever aisle was your favorite.
There's
Multitude of aisles to choose from
Probably the snack.
when you're walking down the aisle at the Walmart wedding. The snack foods, Terry?
Yes.
You see him passing by the $1,000 bars on his way to meet his bride?
Absolutely.
I see.
There are 9 to choose from.
We still have $1,000 bars, $100,000 bars?
Sure.
Yeah.
I lowered it to $1,000 bars.
Yeah, not as good as they used to be.
Right.
Change the
Not
name.
worth as much.
There's 9 Walmarts here.
there are.
They still have $100,000 bars? You sure?
Yes.
100 grand, I think they're called, right?
Yeah, they changed
Ah,
it.
it's 100 grand. It's more catchy. Ah, wow. I feel deprived, Terry.
Do you?
I had my wedding at the Four Seasons.
You did.
Ah,
And all along you could have had.
what could have been, Terry?
Yeah.
What could have been? All along I could have had what?
All along you could have had a.
Walmart wedding.
Yes,
Oh.
Terry. Well,
I think we all missed out.
I didn't want to slight Fred Meyer, Terry. Yes, David.
Like the $100,000 bar, it's now the 2 Seasons. So
We're getting callers calling up saying there's at least 7 Walmart
There's
locations
9,
now.
yeah.
Oh,
He
geez.
said there was 9.
There's 9 Walmarts now all of a sudden.
there is, yeah. They just put in 2 this morning.
Only 2 this morning. Well, this is a terrific day.
Wow.
What else is going on in the world, Terry, besides Walmart weddings?
Well, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are now into furniture design. Apparently, they've decided to...
You're acting like we don't know this, Terry. I got the end table on order already.
Do you?
Yes.
Wow. Jeez.
Wow.
2 bedroom sets they're releasing. One is called City Style and the other is Country Chic.
City style and country chic?
Yeah.
They got it all covered.
Yeah, they
From
do.
the city to the country. They have your bedroom set ready for you.
Right. Each one will be priced around $700 to $800.
The country chic, Terry, is the perfect place to consummate your marriage after you have a...
Walmart wedding.
Bet you can find it at Walmart this year.
Mm-hmm.
They say that
geez.
that the furniture is intended to last over a lot of years, so it's not going to be something just frivolous you buy here, and it's not going to be too trendy. It's going to be
Yes, I don't like to be too trendy, Terry. That's why I'm probably, when I renew my vows, going to have the big K wedding.
the big K
The Kmart wedding.
under the blue light.
Right. It'll be different.
Also, speaking of the Olsen twins, apparently they were asked by John Stamos to appear in his little show called Jake in Progress.
They're too big for him now.
Well, they pretty much said no.
Okay. What else? What else is going on, Terry? What else is happening in this world, please?
Well, there's a rumor going around that Denise Richards is going to ban Charlie Sheen from the delivery room when she gives birth to their second child. Of course.
They're broken up, Terry. They're
Well,
divorced.
that doesn't mean he shouldn't be in there or whatever.
They hate each other.
Well, that's not
I don't
true,
think you want to
so their
begin
reps say.
the first couple of seconds of a new child's life in that kind of turmoil, Terry.
well,
Still his child.
It is still his child, yes.
Fine. And he'll get his custodial rights, I'm sure, whatever they are. But as far as him being a part of that birthing process, she has a right to keep him out. She hates the man. Couldn't
Well,
keep away
that-
from the strippers and the dog tracks.
Well, Celebrity Justice says that no, they don't hate each other, that their split is actually a lot more amicable than what everybody believes. So
What are they going to say, Terry?
I'm just,
What are they going to say?
just telling you what Celebrity Justice
You
said.
get split up when you're 6 months pregnant. She hates him.
Well, sure, she's angry. Absolutely.
Yeah. Is there any way to get split at the 6-month pregnancy checkpoint and not hate each other?
I know.
If it's salvageable, you salvage it when you're 6 months pregnant. You only end your marriage if you despise each other when the woman is 6 months pregnant. Great point, Stephen Kilbreth.
Oh, thank you very much.
Not that that point needed to be made for everyone to realize that these two hated each other, but it helped nonetheless. You'd be a great coordinator for a...
Walmart wedding.
Yes, you're very thorough. And you have to be when you're preparing a Walmart wedding.
A lot of pressure.
Maybe she doesn't want him in there, Terry, when the birthing process is happening, because that kid's going to come out black or Asian.
Oh, wow.
More likely black.
Whoa.
Well, what woman wouldn't you? Oh, jeez, maybe I'm wrong. But I would think she would prefer black. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see Denise Richards screwing around on Charlie Sheen with an Asian guy. If she's going to screw around on Charlie Sheen, it's going to be with a black man.
A big black man.
Easy, Terry. Terry's loving this. Don't get Terry off on a tangent. Don't get her carried away in this subject. It's very easy for her to get all worked up here.
Well, was she in the Harold and Kumar movie? Maybe.
Oh. What's that now?
That guy was Asian, right? Harold?
Huh? Yes, and then went to White Castle. All right, terrific.
Well, then that could be an Asian that she could have been with. I thought she was in that. Wasn't she in that?
I don't think she was in
okay.
that. I don't know who was in that.
All right.
I don't think anyone was in that.
Probably not.
Kind of like the tree falling in the forest. Nobody was in it.
All right.
It never happened.
I'm trying to think of an Asian that she could have been with.
All right.
Jackie Chan. I don't know.
No, I'm sure it's his child.
Sure.
And she's 6 months pregnant with that child.
Baby's due in June, by the way.
And a month ago, they called things off.
Yep.
Think about how bad the relationship has to be. Seriously.
I know.
To call off your marriage, to end your marriage, terminate your marriage when you're 5-6 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Things have got to be just horrible.
Yes.
All right?
I agree.
You work on things, even if it's one notch above horrible. If it's terrible, you work things out.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 5 months pregnant, you try to hang on.
Yeah.
It's got to be horrible, horrendous to call it off. And videos of him with 19 strippers and sitting down in the basement betting online dog races, Terry,
right,
certainly get you to that plateau of horrible.
Yeah. I would say so.
So I think it's fair to say that she doesn't want him in the delivery room, and she's entitled to make that decision, right? It's the mom's call.
Yeah.
He can't force his way in there, even though it's his child, too, which is probably wrong.
Mm.
He should have every right to be in that room, just like she has a right to be in that room. He should say to her, hey, if I can't be in there, either can you.
Oh, okay.
Just as much my child as yours. If you're going to be in the delivery room, I'm going to be in there, too. But the technicality of it is if she doesn't want him in there, he's out, right or wrong?
Right.
Well, is that fair?
No.
No, it's not fair.
It's not.
And I think that, I would hope that she would at least, put aside all her hate for a moment.
Is there a woman that's going to come on that will try to justify that that's fair?
Yeah,
Somebody must think that's fair, because that's the way it is. It's 50% his child. He was 50% of the reason it's being born.
Mm-hmm.
But if she says, nope, I want him out, he's out.
Well, if the guy's a rapist, maybe, or something like that, he wouldn't be in there.
He's one notch above rapist.
Wow.
So that doesn't apply. Okay. So why, if she decides she doesn't want him in there, does he have to stay on the outside of pretty much the entire hospital, waiting for a phone call?
Does the courts favor women?
Why?
Because we're the ones giving birth, probably.
No.
I guess that makes sense.
If he can't be in there, then she shouldn't need his money to raise that child, and she shouldn't ask for a penny.
Okay.
That should be the way it works.
Sure.
You have the right to banish a man from the delivery room, but then don't ask for a frickin' penny.
Hey, it's your kid. Yeah, do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably excited to be able to go to the dog track that day, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
there you go.
He doesn't go to the dog track. He goes to his basement and bets online. Nobody goes to the dog track anymore.
Be a cretin to do that.
The dog track comes to you. You got to be a degenerate to go to the dog track. But a normal person will bet the dog track online from their darkened basement while beating the patty whacker.
Same time. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hope you can make bets with your left hand.
Wow.
Come on, fight. It's a perfect afternoon.
I guess so. Waiting the phone call from the hospital.
Well, that's just upsetting, Terry. That's got to be upsetting to all men. Mm-hmm. I thought you'd actually stick up for women there and come up with... You realize you don't have a leg to stand on there.
No, because I feel that, she should allow him. And granted, I know she really probably...
She hates him.
I understand that, but
He wronged her, and she should allow him in?
I
She has the right to not let him in,
I know
and she's
that.
utilizing that right.
Mm-hmm.
But why is there that right?
Maybe she'll just be aggravated with him there.
That could be.
Cause stress and
Yes,
strain.
obviously they don't want to put the woman in labor and under any undue stress.
Right.
Tough. Deal with it.
You're the one that got knocked up. You wanted it more than I did anyway.
You got knocked up by him just a mere 5 months ago. If there's too much stress now, well, that's too bad. Obviously, the kid doesn't stand a chance. Might as well start him off the way he's going to live his life.
Just tattoo Born to Lose on his arm early.
Wow! Walmart wedding.
Don't you know?
The T-Man.
Walmart wedding. Walmart wedding.
They open. He's a gay phone operator. He's so gay. He's so phone operator. And now, here's Gay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Terry.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You answer to Terry now, Gay, is that right?
What?
He's, as advertised, Terry, prepared to give us a big announcement this morning.
I know.
Uh-huh. He emailed over the weekend suggesting that he's lost a lot of weight. He got his first weigh-in at this... at this trainer to student situation that he's been doing for some time now. He's been undergoing massive reconstruction, if you will, without the surgery that many opt to go for when trying to lose weight these days, Terry.
Right.
No. He's been walking a treadmill. I guess maybe he's up to a slow jog at this point. Doubtful.
Wow.
He's changed his entire nutritional, situational experiences of his life, Terry.
Totally.
He's basically eating birdseed these days and nothing more.
Wow.
And apparently, he's better off for it, because I imagine that's why he's so excited to come on the air this morning and reveal, even after just what? How long has it been, Gay? How long have you been doing this deal? How long have you been under the guidance of this trainer and doing the rigorous training that you've been doing? How long has it been now?
Today will be the 18th day.
18th day.
18
Not
days.
even 3 weeks. Barely 2.5 weeks. And
Wow.
apparently they couldn't wait like they promised him. It would be 1 month before he got his first weigh-in. They
Right.
must have seen something that made them excited about giving him the first weigh-in before it was actually scheduled to happen. And he wants to come on, and he wants to reveal to us exactly what that scale said, Terry. Now, I'd like to make a prediction.
Okay.
I know Gabe, known him for years, Terry, and I know what he's capable of. But I think, yes, with the happy sounds, the unbelievable tone of joy you hear in his voice, he's coming on this morning to tell us that he has gained 40 pounds. Yeah. But he's so excited because it's all muscle. That's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be excited about gaining 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
He's gained a 40-pound muscle before on the weekends.
Loved every second of it. Now, Gay,
Yes.
come on. You're really going to try to make us believe, even after you reveal what you're about to reveal, if it's too out of just reality's target, if it's just too off the potential of what the bullseye can be, don't you think people are just going to not believe you, think either you were lied to or you're lying to us? Why make this big announcement 18 days into your training?
Because I was shocked when I heard the amount. I told my trainer I didn't want to know. And I don't care if they don't believe me. I emailed Pasty the trainer's phone number, so if you want to call him and verify it, you can.
All right, easy, kid.
Wow.
Jeez.
So it's the new Gay. It's the excitable Gay. It's the challenge you in your face Gay. Is that who he is now?
I think so.
It must be like 300 pounds.
He's lost 4 pounds. All of a sudden, he's a tough guy.
Hey, watch out.
Exactly.
How much weight could a person really lose? I don't care where their starting point was. I don't care if he was 900 pounds, Terry, and he was pretty damn close. How much weight can you lose in 18 days?
I'll tell you.
And it's 18 days as of today. You got weighed. Obviously, you got weighed a couple of days ago because I got that email like Saturday night, right?
Yep, I got weighed Saturday morning.
So we're talking about 16 days at the point you got weighed.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's barely 2 weeks. And he's going to come on now telling us he lost a serious amount of weight? Come on.
I told my trainer I didn't want to know, and he didn't tell me at the gym.
I know, I heard this part already. Was this a rerun?
No, he called me later. And he goes, you need to know how much you've lost.
So he agreed at that moment to not tell you, and he kept his word at that moment. And then you got in the fishery machine and started driving home, and he was too dying with tears of joy and happiness and all that other emotional stuff, and he got on the phone and had to tell you.
When
He called you up on the gay hotline. What did he do? And he broke into your weekend and said, I can't wait any longer. You have to know.
Well, no, when he weighed me, I saw his face, and I saw the shocked look on his face, and I started
Well, I'm sure you're used to that when you see someone looking over your shoulder at a scale.
Yeah.
Or you with your shirt off, probably, too.
No, my shirt was not off.
Oh, okay.
I doubt it would be. Now, just to refresh everyone's memory, what did you weigh when you started out on this excursion to being hot, buff, and gay? Is that your goal, by the way?
That
again?
is hot, buff, and gay.
Okay, let's make it an agreement right now that's the last time you're ever going to use that phrase.
No way, I'm going to be.
No, because if you keep using that phrase, I got to stop putting you on the air. It's making me nauseous.
The hot, buff, and gay?
Yeah, I mean, it's just unnecessary, Terry.
Well,
Why? That's what I want
just
to be.
write it up.
I
on your
can't lie to you.
mirror.
It turns my stomach. It makes me nauseous.
Are you nervous to see gay, hot, buff, and gay?
He says it with extra flair, Terry,
Yes,
to
he
make it a little
does.
extra nauseated. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I love the flair.
I'll let him... Big red flare. I'll let him come on and hold this little press conference, Terry. It's an even bigger press conference that Nate Robinson's going to have later today to announce whether he's going to stay at the University of Washington or go to the NBA. Yes, Terry, this is a big moment. Gay phone operator is sitting right now down at the press conference table, and he's about to reveal to us just how many pounds he lost. Yeah, right. There you go. Terry's calling that parakeet again. And,
Want a cracker?
I just think this is ridiculous.
What?
Do you not think he lost very much?
I think
that even 1 pound is a big.
Well, let me just put it this way: if he says a number that's too little, like 4 pounds, I'll say, well, big deal.
Right.
And if he says a number that's too much, like 14 pounds, 15 pounds, I'm going to say they're lying to you. So he can't win either way.
Well, that's
so
great.
why hold the press conference, Gay?
Oh, we need to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
We're talking about the press conference, though, right?
Oh, wow. Now, before you knew, I mean, can you tell that your body has changed somewhat? Before you knew that you lost any?
Well, I'm not wheezing anymore after I walk 5 feet.
Wow,
No.
that's awesome.
That's
like
a
in
lot
your
better.
clothes, do your clothes fit better?
I actually bought new clothes. I bought new clothes, and I'm wearing the smaller size.
Wow.
So
He had immediately
I had to move my car seat up.
emailed that Greek tycoon and said, send me new clothes.
Yeah.
They'll fit now.
I'm a new man with a new attitude.
Wearing medium now, huh?
No, I wish. No, not yet.
Young men's?
He's not allowed in that section.
Gay. What's the point of all this? As I said, if it's a number too high as far as the number of pounds you've lost, we're just going to suggest that they're lying to you to encourage you to keep you coming back.
No, because I feel the difference. I feel my body changing,
Right.
and
That's
I'm
great.
able to do stuff that I wasn't able to.
Well, you can't have lost that much weight that you feel your body changing. Come on.
I'm walking with no pain.
can.
That's a change.
All right, you know what? Without further ado, should I play some music here? Is there anything I should do to set the scene here, Terry?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gay, after 16 days of massive training, is going to announce how many pounds he's lost. Okay, let me see what I got here. Oh, jeez. I don't know if that really captures the mood. Little Chuck Mangione for you feels so good.
Yes, he does.
Is that what he does? He feels so good?
Yes, he does.
Is that why you picked this selection?
That is why. And it's pretty gay.
Oh.
You know, I can't argue with you there.
That gay plays the skin flute. This guy plays the saxophone.
Right.
It's a lot in common.
It's a trumpet, I thought.
Okay, whatever.
Sounds like a trumpet.
Yeah.
Gay,
Yes, sir.
the floor is yours. Without further ado, 16 days in the bank. How many pounds has the gay phone operator lost to his... Why are you raising your
Well,
hand,
can I
Terry?
ask a couple questions really quick?
yes.
I'm surprised we're not, like, guessing, but I'll just play the little game in my own head, okay? Quick question, though, Gay.
Oh, just-
Like, I know with your eating habits that have changed, you've cut your calories, like, immensely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you were probably taking in 5,000 calories a day,
Easily.
right? And then you've cut it to what?
Terry, that's one
I
sitting.
honestly, I don't know.
She hasn't told you what the calorie...
How are you able to make this transition from 30,000 calories a day to whatever you're eating now, to the bird seed program that she's got you on now? How are you able to do that?
Because it's time, and I want to have a life.
Well, these people are geniuses motivating him.
Obviously,
They seem like more than geniuses. It's like miracle work. I don't know. Are these people going to all of a sudden make Helen Keller see? Is that what's next, Terry? Are these the kind of people that Gay's dealing with here that have made him lose weight to the point where he feels like he's had a body change?
No.
In 16 days? Okay, if you're going to say it's more than 15 pounds, I'm going to call either you or them a liar. I wouldn't call you a liar because I can hear the genuine sounds of happiness in your voice. I'm going to have to suggest that they're lying to you, and I think that's maybe the way they have to go to encourage you.
No, then you better call him and get him on the phone.
False encouragement.
Yeah. Lying
But
to him.
encouraging him anyway, and it's working, right?
Again, without further ado, gay phone operator, please tell us, in 16 days, how much weight has been shed from your handsome body.
Oh. Are you ready?
Drum roll.
Oh, we're ready, Gay.
35 pounds.
Oh,
Wow.
that's great.
That's so good.
What do you call it, boy? It's full of crap.
No, it's not. It's so true.
Wow.
I might join that gym. That's great.
That is awesome.
35 pounds in 16 days,
Is
huh?
this 16 days? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there.
Amazing.
Beyond amazing, Cherry. It's not possible. What, do they chop off his right leg from the knee down?
Well,
Is that their quick weight loss plan, Gay, to amputate your leg?
No.
You pogoed onto the scale there, and they weighed you in 35 pounds lighter with your one leg?
No. I'm all there.
What, they pull a 30-pound dildo out of your butt or something? That you forgot was there, or what happened?
Oh, that's right.
No, it's called I lost the weight.
I forgot that was back in 97. What is that still doing there? Gay.
that's amazing.
Yeah, that
I'm
is pretty
telling
cool.
You.
It's not amazing, Terry, because it's not true.
Call him.
Come on.
Call him.
I'll call him, and he'll tell me the same lies he told you.
Whatever. Call him. It's true.
Well, maybe when you're 397 pounds, like Gay was, Terry, and eating like
75,000 calories a day. Well, I mean, really take into consideration, he was high calories he was eating, and then
You mean he wasn't on that Atkins diet, Terry?
no, and then now all of a sudden cutting it, greatly.
But 35 pounds in 16 days.
Well, normal people, what they say, you lose your most in the first couple of weeks,
yeah,
like
but not 35 pounds in 16 days.
But he'll plateau. The next 16 days will be like 10.
He may plateau. I mean, do the comparison. I mean, somebody who wouldn't be.
I agree with all that talk that he will plateau. There will be the shedding of the most pounds in the first couple of weeks. But
Right.
35 pounds in 16 days.
Whoa!
It happened.
Where'd it all go?
I have no idea, and I don't care. I just wanted to stay away.
Imagine what that gym must smell like. Terry.
Oh, Lord.
Him to have 35 pounds of cheese all over that gym.
Don't use the bicycle after him.
Well, then they must be miracle workers over at that joint, Gay, because if they had you lose 35 pounds in 16 days,
Wow,
then Helen Keller can see, Terry.
All right.
And all the other miracles of the world are possible.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, it works.
But he did prepare you, though, like Stephen is, the plateaus and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Now, what happens when you start feeling good and you lose 35 pounds? It's, oh, now I can eat Dick's Burgers again. Yes.
No,
I look
no.
great.
He told me on Saturday what I weighed. I have not gone off my diet at all.
Oh, wow. That's tremendous.
That is good.
What did you do when you got that phone call on the Gay hotline? And he told you exactly what you weighed in at. 35 minus 97, do the math. What was the exact weight, Gay? Did he tell you?
362.
362. And when you heard that, did you jump up and down with your new sleek body, or what'd you do?
No, I was excited. I told him at the gym not to tell me, but I saw the look on his face.
Right.
And I saw him high-five Haley, his girlfriend, because they did it. And
I love when boyfriend and girlfriends high-five, Terry.
yeah,
Yes, it's
pretty
true.
cool,
Tremendous
huh?
moment.
Very romantic.
Yes, go ahead, Gay.
No, I started crying. I knew that I had done good, but I didn't want to know.
Started crying?
Yeah.
Like sobbing?
Mm-hmm.
I had just got done working out really, really hard. I was exhausted, and then they weighed me, and
He's
I
an
saw
emotional
the look
gay
on
man.
his face,
Yeah.
and I saw how happy he looked.
Walmart wedding.
Did you weigh yourself at your house to confirm?
No.
Oh.
You could have weighed yourself at your house to find out if they were lying or not. Why didn't you?
Because I'm not getting on any other scale other than the gym. I'm going to have him weigh me.
Because if you weighed in at a pound more than they weighed you in at the gym there, you would have felt bad. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not getting on my scale. I'm staying away from the scale at home.
Mm-hmm. He was afraid to find out, Terry, if they were lying to him.
Selling him
They're
snake
not
oil.
lying to me.
every
I
man
feel
in his
better.
life.
I feel different.
He would have gotten on his
That's
home
good,
scale, and it would have said $398.
Wrong way.
If I hadn't have lost the weight, I wouldn't have been able to move my car seat up. I wouldn't have been able to buy smaller clothes. I would have still been wheezing every time I'm walking. All of that is
You had a hard time getting that sentence out, yeah.
That was a long sentence, though, in
Right.
his defense. It's a lot of words.
So you're noticing life changes that would signify the 35 pounds that you lost.
Definitely.
You celebrated by sitting home on the computer, huh?
I'm walking
Your life
45
is really
minutes
changing.
on the treadmill now. I couldn't
Wow,
do that.
that is
really cool,
good.
How long was the other treadmill, did he say?
45 minutes.
And every time I go, he has me go a little bit longer, faster, and he raises the incline. So I'm doing more and more every
Good
time.
job.
Believe it or
Not going
not,
downhill anymore.
as nice as some people think Gay is,
Yeah, I'm not on the skateboard anymore.
imagine how out of control he's going to be if he actually continues to lose more weight and gets to a point where he actually loves his body. Because he was at 397. Anytime you would get on Instant Messenger with him, and thankfully it wasn't much with me,
Right.
but the few times I did, he'd always be like, he would send you the message, do you want me to turn on the webcam? Like he'd want you to, he's so into you thinking that you want to see him so bad. At 397, Terry, imagine what he's going to be if he gets down to 225.
Unbearable.
Did he do that with you?
All the time.
Or was it just for my luxury?
Even down to just 300, he probably is.
Was it
gonna
just
be even.
for my pleasure that every time he would try to start an instant message chat with me, he would give you that offering of whether you want the webcam turned on?
Always.
It wasn't very difficult for me to type back, no! I mean, what was that? Why do you think people want to see you so bad when you're chatting with them?
It's not like I'm naked when I offer you to see my webcam. I'm sitting here in a tank top.
But what's the point? Just so
Yeah,
they can,
I mean-
they
Well, you
can see
should
you
have
type?
just
You should have been terribly ashamed of that body to the point where the last thing you'd want to do is be on a webcam. But you do the opposite. You go ahead and offer everybody.
Okay, you already know what I look like. It's not like I'm meeting somebody new and I'm scared to show them what I look like. What are you going to do? You make fun of me as it is.
I think
mean,
the
you
point
already
is,
see me.
my point is, Terry, that if he was so ready to show people
At
his
397?
his glorious self at 397,
Imagine that.
what the hell are we creating if this dude continues to lose weight, Terry?
I know.
Got a big gay bear convention next week. He told me about.
Oh, really?
I'm going.
Jeez.
So shedding a couple more pounds this week, and then watch out.
You got it.
What do they do at the convention?
Come on.
They have
Stephen.
get-togethers.
I blame Dr. Tony and this trainer getting together for all this misery that we're all about to undergo, Terry, because Dr. Tony made the offer that if
Yeah,
Gay
he
keeps losing a serious amount of weight, he's going to tighten all that excess skin.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just going to be he's going to have to clear out a week's worth of appointments for that.
Can you make it extra tight down here?
That's amazing.
I can't wait.
And then if that's the case, Terry's going in too. Gay,
Tie up the mud flaps.
are you going to make this moment extra celebratory by having a moment now where we call Pappy and tell him the good news?
No.
The Pappy that you haven't talked to in 15 years?
No.
He'd probably love to hear about it.
I
really don't care.
One of the biggest embarrassments for Pappy was that he had a terribly obese and gay son. Now he's wondering if that trainer could somehow work the gayness out of you, I'm sure.
No, the funny thing is Pappy doesn't know anything about me at all. So, you know, it's not a big deal.
Pappy didn't know you were up to 397?
I have no idea.
The last time Pappy saw you, you were a future farmer at what? At 260 or what?
I saw him like 12, 13 years ago, I guess.
And the last time you saw him 12, 13 years ago, what did you weigh?
A lot less. I weighed like 275 in 95, I think, so.
Wow.
Now, when you first became part of the dysfunctional family, whoa, how much were you weighing back then? Like the first time we met you. God.
Right about 275, 280, I think.
Wow.
I just remember Billy the Kid coming back to me going, I met that guy who always writes us faxes called gay Microsoft employee.
Yeah, nonstop.
And he's huge.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's nice.
That was a 275.
Yeah.
And now you're 397.
362.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, Gay unveiled the news to us, the unbelievable news
It is pretty
that he's
unbelievable.
lost 35
but-
pounds in the first 16 days of training. giving everyone in the world hope. Richard Simmons out there going, no way. Gay phone operator. I wonder now if his goals, given the quick weight loss that's happened in the first 16 days, are so unrealistic that any kind of weight loss he has now, this point forward, Terry, is going to be discouraging to the point where he goes back to the bakery for that happy birthday Charlie cake.
Well, congratulations on losing 35 pounds, cake.
There you go. We'll take a double-decker there.
Nope, I'm sticking with it.
Right.
Good job, Gabe.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, I'm wondering
really
wondering what your goals are now, and if they're realistic, and where you see yourself, let's say, in a month from now.
I don't have a weight goal. My family's going to Disneyland in August, and I want to be able to go and be able to walk and have fun.
And be able to get in.
Little kids are going to run up to him going, hey, this guy has to be something here at the
Humpty Dumpty
amusement park. Let's get his autograph.
So it'd be better, though, if you had to ride the scooter, because then you could go to the front of all the lines.
No, I'd rather walk and stand in line.
Oh.
Come on, don't give me that crap like you don't have an idea of where you see yourself in a month, a year. Give me your goals.
Honestly, if I can, my ultimate goal is to get down to around 200.
When do you expect to be at 200? Now, some would say just
a year.
Some would say just the thought of 200 is far-fetched. He made it like a year is stretch. Probably not until a year. A year to be at 200 is unrealistic.
I don't think so.
I think a year you're more likely at 400 than 200.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, you're always so supportive and positive. Of course you would think that.
I'd like to be 200 in a year.
You only have 10 pounds to lose.
I guess again.
This guy better watch out. Pretty soon I'm going to weigh less than him.
Uh-oh.
Well, he's now taunting.
Well, you're still going to be gay and redhead.
That's okay.
Tough to change that.
Lots of people
And
like
short.
that. I'll always be short.
Lots
Can't
of
do
people
nothing
like
about
that. Yeah, that's a big hit.
Okay.
Sure.
Some people are starting to call in the phone lines that I just opened, Gay, to give their thoughts, I imagine, on this dramatic news that you've hit us with of your unbelievable weight loss in 16 days. Do you want to take some calls, Gay?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Bikini Dave has called to check in this morning, Terry. Good morning there, Bikini.
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Oh, I think I knocked off Gay.
That's okay.
He's calling
Knocked
back.
him off the phone line.
Mm-hmm. Gay, you back?
I'm back.
All right. Sorry about that, dude.
No, that's okay.
Must have been a Freudian slip in some form. Yes, Bikini, go ahead.
Yes, I just want to say congratulations to lose that weight in his left earlobe. But seriously, he could very possibly lose that weight because I've lost 55 pounds.
In how long?
I lost like the first 15, 20 in like 3.5, 4 weeks. So I just want to say congratulations that it is possible.
Thank you very much.
And you're welcome, and have a great day.
I've just never heard of somebody losing 35 pounds in 16 days, Terry.
Yeah.
But when you're a person like Gay phone operator, he's not the average human being out there.
Right.
Most people have a little agility, have the ability to move themselves from A to B. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, Gay gets himself in a situation where he's actually taking steps forward.
Right.
Without wheezing.
And cutting down the massive amounts of eating that he was typically doing, and maybe 35 pounds is not far-fetched at all.
You know, it wasn't massive amounts of eating. It was just the bad things that I ate.
Right. So when we go to teriyaki and you'd order 3 orders and tell me that they're for later, that's not massive eating?
That was for later.
Right.
Like 5 minutes later?
This is for dinner, too.
Technically later.
Right.
You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi. I just wanted to tell my good friend Christopher that I'm very, very proud of him. I see him 5 days a week, and I see a huge difference. And I'm very proud. 35 pounds. Way to go, Chris.
Thank you.
You work with him in the office?
What?
You work at his office?
I do.
So you're just excited now that you'll actually be able to squeeze by him and get to the water coolers.
Let me tell
She
you.
thought he was the water cooler for months.
So let me ask you honestly, how's the smell in your workplace there? You're laughing like you kind of know what we're talking about here.
Oh, no. Come on. Febreze works really well.
Okay. Wow. But she's a great friend, Kate.
Yeah, my good friend.
Yeah, wait till I go to your office
He's
later
my
today.
good
I'll
friend.
leave a smell.
No, there's no smell whatsoever.
Of course not. We're imagining that every time he comes in. All of us, Terry. Gay phone operator, 35 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
That's good. I'm proud of
That
you.
is very cool.
Thank you.
You have anyone to thank?
Ron Tate and Vision Quest Sport and Fitness
Fine.
Gym.
What about the people who made this happen for you?
Thank you very much.
Don't mention it.
No, if it wasn't for you
What if
guys,
he's
I
gonna
would have
be
never.
ingrate like Schwager? But he didn't do it on his own, Terry. He needed encouragement to thank us.
Yeah.
Man.
I think
Definitely has
several
ingrate
times.
tendencies.
He has very big ingrate tendencies.
I've thanked you guys several times.
This is just... We got to put a stop to this.
No,
Why?
no. I want to see him be smaller than ever.
No.
It's going to be done. Yeah, okay,
I
thank
really
you.
do.
It's
just
gonna
because
be. It's gonna be a terrible thing. We
I
got.
don't think so.
Terry, we started this.
It's his health, T-Man.
We started this disaster. Now we got to stop it. We got to throw like plates of chicken wings into his bedroom window.
Easily tempted.
It's his health.
You're on the air.
Hey, Gay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got to say congratulations about the weight loss. And the thing I do have to say about that is, I've seen a lot of obese people in the past that have lost a substantial amount of weight in a 16-day period. And so, for a T-Man to think that, it's unbelievable for something like that to happen, it is actually true that a person of obese weight can lose, that much weight in, within a 2-week period.
All right, fine. Is that all? Is that it? Is that it, sir?
No. Another thing too is, here, T-Man is, I'm not trying to bag on you or anything.
Don't beg. Yes.
No. But, for you to kind of criticize Gay, and the efforts that he's making, don't you think that you're proud of him, of doing something like that?
Nah.
Well, the reason I'm not that proud is because anybody who has somebody make your food for you every day and give you a free membership, I mean, that would help a lot of people. You got to do it on your own.
I'm not impressed yet.
Make your own food.
Show me something more than 16 days. I'm not a quick
getting
fix.
My ass on that treadmill. I'm the
For
one doing
16 days. Oh, big
I'm the one
whoop.
doing 200 squats every time I go there.
Well,
I'm doing
more
it
than that on the
for
weekends.
myself. So I don't care if you're not proud of me or if you think I'm getting an easy ride on this.
There's a lot of people that would love to have a personal
work.
chef to make them healthy food
But I'm
every day.
doing the work.
You're on the air. Hello. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, is this T-Man?
Yes.
Okay, I would just like to say that it is possible. I know somebody who actually...
Fine, I understand. I want to hear more people call but say it's possible. I just have never heard of it before. 35 pounds in 16 days is something I've never heard of before. It caught me by surprise. I'm willing to expand my mind far enough to recognize now that it's possible. Now leave me alone. I'm bothered by all this, Derek.
I know you are.
He's a little too happy now.
Well.
It's not as fun as when he's down in the dumps and suicidal.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's like rushing out of here and going down to his house and making sure that he's not on the ledge.
Right.
Believe me, I'm not in a good mood every day.
Well, those days of racing to your home to see if you're about to off yourself are over now, again. It's a little tough to have to
I'm
handle.
sorry I'm not wasting your time anymore.
You say you want to change your life, but you're still sitting home in front of the computer every day. How are you changing your life? How is this benefiting you? May as well be fat and do that.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
I'm still getting out every day.
You going to enter a marathon or a triathlon, Gay?
Boy, would that be
Probably
something.
not.
When this is all over?
Probably not.
Start the Gay Pride Triathlon Parade? Well, a very special friend. I guess we have to put him on to get a couple of words, Terry.
Oh, boy.
Whoa, besides the fact that I usually hate on that little fat effing son of a bitch, but I gotta say congratulations, Gay.
When your arch enemy calls in to congratulate you, Terry. I hope this isn't a peak, Terry. I hope this doesn't signify some kind of peak happening here.
Nope.
And he has peaked too early. This quick fix, Terry, can be a detriment as well.
Yeah, it can be.
Lose it quick. Expect it to continue. Get depressed.
Right.
Before you know it, you're 425.
Ooh, not going to happen. I'm going to continue to lose.
Well, congratulations then.
Thank you very much.
Then you being a loser.
I like being that kind of loser.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is a good one.
And have a great.
Gay day.
Not really.
Wow.
Yeah, you will. You will. We all will.
Right.
It's amazing.
More just annoying than ever, Terry.
Oh, now. Well, at least, hopefully his health.
Yeah.
That's what you got to think of.
Mm-hmm. What's it now?
His health. His better health.
It's terrific.
Yeah. No heart attacks or anything
super.
like that.
Okay.
Breathing better. Sleeping better.
All those positives. Yeah, it's terrific. It's a new and improved gay.
Sure.
He's like a laundry detergent. Gotta love him.
The TV.
Don't you know? I got a couple of emails over the weekend, Terry, that I'd like to share with you. The first one is written by a 23-year-old girl named Madison, who actually doesn't really write that well, what 23-year-old does. And I will do my best to paraphrase and give you the gist of her situation, Terry.
Okay.
She's a 23-year-old woman about to get married. This December is the plan for her big wedding, Terry.
Wow.
Walmart wedding.
And she has some questions. Let me read as much as I can here. Dear team, my fiancé and I are getting married in December. His dad is a cosmetic surgeon. So she's marrying into a decent family, it sounds like, Terry. The dad probably doing very well considering this is the cosmetic generation. This is obviously the time of our lives where if anything looks bad, we immediately get it sliced open and fixed.
Yep.
His dad is a cosmetic surgeon. As an engagement present for us, his father has offered to give me free breast implants.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
The gift that keeps on giving, Terry.
Yeah, it is.
And some would say that's a gift for just her. No. Obviously, it's a gift for the couple, the happy couple, to enjoy and make their lives a little bit easier, yes.
And the dad, too, bro.
That's part of the problem here, Steven. Have you been reading my email?
I haven't.
Did this email come to you as well?
It did not.
Sometimes people send me an email that they also send to you. I'm wondering if you got this one, too.
I did not get that one.
You did not get this one. You sure?
People don't want my advice.
Oh, jeez. That's a fair point. I had been talking with my boyfriend about getting them, so his family had knowledge of it, so it's not as creepy as it sounds. However, I am a little bothered by she's kind of concerned about her father-in-law operating on her in that little bit of a sexual area, Terry.
Sure.
Him having knowledge of what she looks like. And she points out that he's given her a couple of creepy looks in the past, this father-in-law to be. He's kind of on the creepy side altogether, father-in-law to begin with, Terry. She's a little leery of him. And that whole notion of the privacy factor that you'd have with your standard doctor will not be there. If her father-in-law does this kind of procedure on her, Terry, gives her breast implants and knows what the whole situation is all about before and after there.
That would be kind of weird.
She should relax. No one's dying to see the A-cups anyway.
Oh, yeah,
come on.
But you're going to be in that family for...
But they won't be A for long. She'll still be under heavy sedated type gas situations when she turns into a double D.
Right.
And so will he.
I didn't really think it through. I guess she'll have big ones at some point.
Right. And he'll get to see the...
He'll get to see the finished product.
Right.
He'll get to see her with her, as he probably would like to have her be sporting around with her G-cups, Terry.
Well, and plus follow-up visits and such to make sure that you know, I mean, you don't think about that because you have to,
I'm arranging 16 follow-up visits in the next 2 months to make sure you're okay, baby. Just don't tell my son about the 15 extras I'm putting down here.
Right. That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Can't he, and I'm sure that, her father-in-law has a wonderful practice and everything, but maybe he can recommend or have one of his buddies do it.
Oh, geez.
Maybe it...
Well, that doesn't seem like the way he's going about this, Terry. His buddies may frown on the fact that he's offering breast implants as an engagement gift, and they won't have any part of giving her exactly what he's asking for, Terry.
Well, maybe she should ask.
I'm sure they all do favors for each other in the profession, but this is not one of them. It goes against the code of ethics.
Oh. Well, this kind of goes against the code of ethics, too,
doesn't it?
Well, that's between him and her.
Well, obviously...
He's going to perform this procedure, not in his standard office, probably in his own little darkened basement there.
Yeah, it's sterile down here.
Well, let me ask you point blank. If you're in Madison's situation, Terry, if you're in her shoes, her flat-chested shoes, Terry, and this is what's on the table, you're marrying a guy whose dad is a cosmetic surgeon. He knows that you were interested in this, so he's offering it to you as an engagement present. It saves you $5,000, $4,000 to $5,000. Do you take the surgery or no? Is
It's
it
a
too
little
creepy?
creepy for me.
Terry,
it really
she's
is.
taking the boobs and running.
Are you kidding?
No,
you know what it comes down to?
creepy.
Terry got free breast implants, and she doesn't want anyone else to get
No,
them
I
free.
mean, but it's.
That's
I mean,
why
it's
she's always kind of
nobody on the personal side that I knew. I mean, it's not somebody who's going to see me, on a daily basis. And I'm married to his son. And
Yeah, that's weird.
She's always a little surly at boot camp. She's always a little testy. When she's seeing people come down for free breasts, she doesn't want anyone to have them free but her. You would think, Terry, that seeing that you got your breast implants free back a long, long time ago now, that you would be thinking, oh, I hope the rest of the world can experience the great fortune that I have enjoyed. But no! You want to shut everyone out from the pot of gold that you got your hands on.
Not trying to share the wealth at all.
And everyone else got their hands on, too, from what I've heard.
But
you're
it
gonna,
is.
You're going to go with that creepy angle?
I mean, it is. I mean, don't you think that's weird?
Well, isn't it kind of creepy in itself? Isn't it kind of an uncomfortable situation for her to go and tell her future father-in-law?
Well,
I'd rather spend $5,000 to let someone else do it. Well, how is that going to sound?
Well, I know that's kind of odd, but I mean, I'm sure the son could, or they could, come up with some way where
they could lie to him.
No, that is not offending him. I mean, why can't she, let him know? It's just I feel a little odd.
How can you delicately tell him that he's going to come back with, I'm a professional. I see women in your situation every day.
But they're not your daughter-in-law.
Yeah, but if he comes back with that, like so forceful, like I can do this, I'm professional and all that.
No, he won't come back with it forceful. He'll say it very professionally. He'll say it very.
If she says no, it should end.
He'll tell her, I'm a professional doctor. I don't see you as a daughter-in-law or a future daughter-in-law when you're on my operating table. I see you as just another patient.
Just some more boobs.
And I can't wait to get you on that table.
See? And then he starts breathing heavy.
Put you under and stick a couple of champagne bottles up your ass. Wow. I mean, did I come out?
Yeah, out loud.
Did I say that out loud? I mean, give you new boobs.
Yes. See that?
I make that mistake all the time.
But I think that if he is truly professional and is sincere with his gift, that I don't think he'll be offended.
One could say, Terry, that if he was truly professional, he wouldn't have offered this to his future daughter-in-law to begin with.
Well,
so you might have to write off the fact that this is not a truly professional cosmetic surgeon. Which ones are?
Just give him a barbecue.
Very few. We're lucky to have Dr. Magabat in our stable because he's one of the very few, Terry. All the others are sleaze bags.
I don't think it's inappropriate to give boob implants to your daughter-in-law. Like, would you go to your mother-in-law if she was a doctor? Would you go get a physical from her?
What's that now?
If your mother-in-law was a doctor, would you get your physical from her?
As long as you promise I can turn my head and cough.
Well, you're going to have to. I thought part of it.
But if she was your regular doctor already, that wouldn't be a problem.
My mother-in-law giving me a ball exam.
That's what I'm wondering.
But if she says, for your wedding gift, I'm going to give you this ball exam.
But then again, they did know, with the conversation, that's what she wanted. That's something that she was interested in. It's in his field, so I can understand why. I mean...
And now you want her to go to him and her future husband and say... It's a nice gesture, but you're too creepy for me. Get out of my face.
She's not going to say you're too creepy for me, but
that's basically how it's going to come out.
I mean,
no matter what she says, that's going to be the message sent. It's too creepy. You're too creepy. You're all too creepy. I can't believe I'm marrying into your family.
Never mind, the wedding's off.
But you're rich, so I'm going to do it anyway.
Can you register for a ball exam, you think, for the wedding?
If you can register for breast implants, and obviously she did.
Maybe they'll start doing that. Wow.
So you're saying she should refrain if that's her instinct, that it's too creepy?
Yes.
She's going to have too much of the creepiness still in her to enjoy the breast the rest of her life.
Think about it. How weird is it for the visits afterwards? 1 minute you walk into the office, for your 3 o'clock appointment, you get felt up by your father-in-law, and then, next thing you know, you're having dinner with him at the same table, and he's looking at you like, hey, well, how was that little exam today?
So the creepiness doesn't subside, Terry. You're telling me that Thanksgiving dinner 2017, he's still looking at her like, I know what you got under that shirt there.
Yes, he is.
Now pass the gravy. All right, let me pass it to you.
Straight out of the gravy boat.
Here, let my daughter-in-law display my work for you, that kind of thing,
Terry, you're still talking about a $5,000 job.
I understand.
She probably can't scratch together like most 23-year-old girls
Well, but once she gets married to old hubby, maybe they can scratch together the $5,000
and then she has to go to some other cosmetic surgeon, which will make her father-in-law feel slighted, and that'll always make an uncomfortable kind of situation the rest of their lives.
Again, I say that if he's
he'll always be making snide remarks about her bad boob job.
Well, but then she could also, justify and say, well, you are my father-in-law, but maybe you can recommend somebody who is just as good as you. I know you're the best, but...
That'll go over well. Yeah.
Just want my in-laws to know for the record, if they want to perform a penis enlargement, I'm in. I'll take it.
I'm sure they're very skilled at that.
Yeah, they are.
Home kid.
So you'd be okay if
put it in the vice.
If you got married and your wife, when you got married, your wife wanted breast implants.
And Jerry was capable of doing it?
And Jerry capable of doing it.
Well, Jerry stares at her breasts enough now, Terry, so you might as well just give her a boob job.
So isn't it kind of creepy if Jerry says, hey, can I do your taxes?
And he does our taxes, Terry.
Creepy.
Jerry the accountant does our taxes. Angela doesn't feel creeped out by it. She doesn't sit there at dinner going, he knows my financial statements.
Yeah.
Could you recommend a different accountant? I mean, I know you're the best. But...
So, Stephen, you disagree with me?
No, I totally agree with you. It's very creepy.
Well, how could you say what you just said? You're basically establishing that the man's a professional and that it's ridiculous.
It was tongue-in-cheek about the accountant
Well,
thing, but
you're suggesting
I've said all along that I agree with Terry.
You're pointing out an analogy that makes it seem ridiculous to feel those kind of thoughts. The man's a professional. Why not take his offer? You want boobs? You want to be an A-cup? Fine. You're getting married? What's the difference?
That was our job to point out ridiculous analogies.
Email number 2. Let's see what this one is. This one interesting? Oh, yeah, this one's pretty interesting. I like this one a lot. This is from a girl also, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
This is the theme of today's emails are girls in a state of confusion. Women in the state of confusion, Terry.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Not a state of shock.
Very peculiar plot of land to be on for a woman, Terry. I'm sure it's very unusual for a woman to be confused.
Uncharted waters.
Yes. Dear Team Man, my boyfriend and I have been seeing each other about 8 months now. We often double date with one of his best friends and his best friend's girlfriend. I've gone out with this guy. Okay. Then there are other times, I'm going to paraphrase here, Terry, because it's a very lengthy email. There are other times where they go out with just the best friend and not the best friend's girlfriend, and on those occasions, she's noticed the best friend hitting on other women.
Ooh.
And she basically wants to know, even though she's not good friends with the best friend's girlfriend, if you're following me now.
Right.
She basically wants to know, A, should she tell the best friend's girlfriend as to how the best friend is behaving when she's not around? And B, even more importantly, should this make her feel pretty confident that her boyfriend is doing the same kind of things when she's not around?
Come on, really?
You think?
So the answer to her questions, very simply, is no and yes.
Oh, well, no, I would disagree with you on that. I think...
No, she shouldn't say anything to the best friend's girlfriend, Terry. Mind your own freaking business, and absolutely he's hitting on other women. What are you, stupid?
Wow.
Which one do you disagree with? Number 1?
I disagree with number 1.
She should tell her. She should mind.
I think she
put
should
her nose where it doesn't belong.
Well,
Terry.
but it kind of, I mean, she's thrust into that situation because when they are with the best friend, I mean, he acts that way. So when all three of them are together,
he acts what way?
The best friend is the one flirting with the other women, so she sees it.
So?
And so she's part of that.
So?
Well, she could find out an answer to B by saying, well, does my boyfriend do that too?
Yeah, that's true if it's the other way around.
No, because the boyfriend is not stupid enough to go out in a little 3-pod situation where he's...
3-pod?
Yes. Say it again.
3-pod.
Where he's letting the best friend's girlfriend witness this.
I just think that, that she should, in a subtle way...
Yes.
Try and...
It's always so subtle.
Yeah.
Very subtle conversation.
Of course not like, come on out and hit her over the head with it.
So I saw your boyfriend hitting on other girls.
You're all for these very cozy, subtle conversations that you think make it so much easier to talk about difficult things.
Well, what do you want? I mean...
If you're going to talk about it, realize that it's not subtle, it's not so cushy.
Okay, so pull her into the bathroom and say, look, honey, your boyfriend, when we're together...
I'll just tell the future father-in-law that as great a doctor as you are, that I'd rather get it from somebody else. He's going to know what you're saying. And there's no cozy way to tell this best friend's girlfriend that her boyfriend that she very much loves and adores, Terry, is hitting on other women, because all that conversation leads to is, it's probably your slutty ass that's been flirting with him. All that confrontation that you get.
If that's the case, and that's the case.
And before you know it, they're catfighting on the floor, Terry. They're pulling hair, they're knocking each other's teeth out, and everyone's cheering. Terry, you are obviously trying to have people follow in the footsteps of all the mistakes you've made in your life. All your instincts, don't you realize, Terry, until you met me, have been completely wrong?
That's right.
If you had done a 180 on everything that was your instinct all along the way in your life, Terry, you would have maybe not even needed me to come and rescue you from the abyss that you were in.
Right. I wouldn't have had my 3 children probably, because you would have said, hey, look, don't be a slut and have those kids.
Wow. Terry, as I point out, I wasn't there at that time. All your instincts...
But that's what I'm saying. If you'd been there all my life, maybe you could have guided me in a different direction.
And your point is?
No, I was following up on your point that...
Oh, it is. So you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay.
And your hint of lesbianism would not be a hint.
That's right.
Terry, look at all the anger in her face now.
Tons.
Hey, don't blame me, Terry. I'm just pointing it out. You wouldn't have those breasts either, by the way.
True, I wouldn't.
You would have had to marry somebody whose father's a cosmetic surgeon if you were going to get free breasts, Terry. You wouldn't have me to help you there.
That's true. I know. I wouldn't have gotten the free liposuction or the workouts. Or
Man, you got all that.
Boy, I forgot.
Man.
Yeah.
Didn't even ask me about those workouts, Terry. It's wrong.
Anyway, what if she told the boyfriend?
What's that now?
What if she talked to the guy who's hitting on the girls?
I'd rather stare at Terry with that scathing look on her face. I'm a little distracted right now.
I'm upstairs and I was uncomfortable, so I had to...
Well, why do you get mad at me when I point that out, Terry?
I'm not mad at
you had a horrible life up till the point you met me, right or wrong?
Actually, no, you'd be wrong. I had a pretty decent life.
You loved your life?
I certainly did.
Wow.
Believe it or not.
Well, how could you have?
I just did.
Really?
I didn't think it was that bad.
What part did you love?
All of it. I have no regrets in my life.
All right, well, tell me about the parts you loved. I want to hear about them.
All of it. Growing up, being, me, and...
Okay, I guess you can't hate your life.
I mean, don't hate my life.
No, I mean,
never have.
At this point, it just shows me that anyone in general can't really look at their life and hate it. What's the point?
Some people can, maybe.
No, nobody does.
Gay used to until today.
Today when he lost 35 pounds.
Come on. If you don't hate your life, who does? If you hadn't, come on. You're pathetic.
Okay.
Even Vinny the Pooh back there going, oh. I'll point that out, Terry, because I don't know why. I just have this thing in me that just, for some reason, says things that obviously most people wouldn't say. But, I mean, I can't say how you could love your life.
Well, I do, and I did. So,
wow.
I was happy.
I don't really think you did, but that's all right. Anyhow, 1-866-663-T-Man, because you can't say, yeah, I hated my life, you rescued me, T-Man. You can't say that. You can't come on the air and say that. Nobody would.
I had a decent life.
All right.
There were things
just
that were askew, but hey, I'm pretty happy with it. Overall, no complaints.
Well, now you are.
Even before.
All right, whatever. You're on the air. Hello.
Good morning.
Can't fight with you.
I wanted to make Terry. Sometimes Terry, you do seem to be hating a little bit, and I don't quite understand where that comes from. Because
where do you think?
It just seems like sometimes, like earlier today, when you're talking about the breast implants, and the lady having the option to get the free implants. Well,
we all know Terry better than she knows herself.
Exactly.
She's the last to know herself.
Exactly. But the comment I was going to make about the implants was, aside from it being a little creepy, I think that the lady could rest assured that her breast implants were going to be pretty much the best they could be. The father-in-law is going to take more care of her to please her and to please his son. So if it was okay with everyone, I'd say go ahead and let the father-in-law do the implant.
All right, thanks for your call.
Thank you.
We can't really listen to anything you're saying right now because there's a very big cloud of uncomfortableness in the studio right now.
Big cloud of uncomfortableness.
Hey, look at Terry's face right now. How can you go on with the program now?
It's a bit awkward.
It's a little awkward.
Would you like me to leave?
Oh, jeez.
I don't want people to be uncomfortable.
Terry, just know that if you live long enough, everyone's going to hate their life at some point, but it's the only life you have, so you got to talk about how you love it. That's the way it is. No one's buying it.
Okay, fine. I hated it until you came into it 10 years ago.
I'm not saying you have to say that.
I was in the abyss.
You're on the air.
Homeless.
It's still uncomfortable. Yes.
Just a piece of crap.
Cloud's getting larger, Terry. Yes, you're on the air.
Such a loser.
Oh, jeez. Terry,
Hello?
You're not helping the cloud blow away. Yes, hi.
Well, I just want everybody to know that I was just a pathetic piece of trash on somebody's shoe until I met you.
Terry, it's starting to rain. Yes, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Team, man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, where was Hotshot until you...
Man, you're just rambling now, Terry. The caller doesn't even want to talk because she doesn't even know if she's on the air. She's hearing you rambling.
Oh, sorry.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I take a break?
No. Continue.
Should we have a group hug, or is it too late for that?
No, too late for that.
I'm probably going to run out the door when you go to break, so I won't be here for that.
That's a shame. You're on the air.
I didn't
Hello.
even start this, by the way.
All right.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on, T-Man?
What do you got?
What's going on? This is Ron, man.
What can we do for you, sir?
Hey, I'm trying to say, get the boobs. Take them for all you can.
All right.
Makes sense.
We'll put you down as a yes. Now all you got to do is get this. All you got to do is get this man to propose to you. And the father-in-law will perform the surgery on you, sir. Did that help the cloud, Terry, at all? Is the cloud starting to move away?
I don't know, is it?
Because you laughed a little bit there. I feel like maybe the cloud's starting to drift. I'm still here.
Okay.
Time will heal.
Mm-hmm.
Chance of showers?
This wound that I've now opened here in the studio. Blame me. My big mouth. You couldn't have liked your life, Terry. Come on. Man.
I'm going to start heading out the door before you go to break, okay?
The T-Man.
A Bainbridge Island mom turned fugitive is in custody tonight after authorities tracked her down in New Zealand. Juliet Gilbert left the U.S. 3 years ago with her son after courts awarded joint custody of the child.
Yeah, did you hear this story? This woman, local woman, she is told by the courts, by the judge, that she has to share custody of her child. So how does she handle it? She swoops him up, takes him to New Zealand, and was hiding out for 3 years.
Hey, New Zealand's beautiful this time of year.
Now she has to come back. She'll be going to jail. And the son that she took to New Zealand is going to hate this father no matter what the hell happens.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this dad being interviewed on TV. Sounded like a nice guy. Could be a better. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she took him away because some people out there are probably thinking, well, she thought he was a bad guy and she was putting him in a better situation. No, I think it's just a selfish bunt who wanted the kid all to himself, didn't want to share custody, and decided to move to a faraway land where she thought she'd never be found. Well, she almost made it. 3 years, a pretty nice time.
Yeah.
And they somehow found her. I bet she thought they weren't probably even looking anymore. But they found her. Now she'll go to jail. And the son is going to despise this man. Because she took him away from all his friends 3 years ago. They've been obviously very close in New Zealand for the past 3 years. He's going to miss his mom. And the dad will still lose, even though he's done nothing wrong. That's a sad story.
Yeah.
About yet another selfish bunt out there. David, your thoughts?
Well, New Zealand is a nice place to raise a child, I would imagine.
That's why she went there.
A Bainbridge Island mom turned fugitive is in custody tonight after authorities tracked her down in New Zealand. Juliet Gilbert left the U.S. 3 years ago with her son after courts awarded joint custody of the child to his father. She's wanted on charges of kidnapping and unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. She's expected to be back in the U.S. next week.
Made national news. A lot of times you'll hear this story happen, but it's the man, it's the father, who will swoop the kid away. He's on the playground at school. They'll throw him into a minivan and take him away.
Under his trench coat?
It's rare you hear about a woman doing it because usually women are the ones who get custody. This woman probably thought she would get more than joint custody, and she was shocked and appalled when the judge laid down the verdict, the decision that she would get joint custody, and she couldn't handle it. So, being the selfish woman that she is, she decided, well, who cares about what the court says? I'm going to make my own decision. She gets the kid on a plane and kidnaps him. By the letter of the law, she's a kidnapper.
Mm-hmm.
They hunted her down.
And they hunted her ass down.
Yep, found her.
Yeah, the one day she didn't wear the funny nose on the glasses to the sock shopping.
One day you let her go.
Supermarket. Jeez.
That's amazing, though. I hear about all the underground, ways to get children out from, those kind of situations.
Right.
You hear about it all the time. Well, not all the time, but you hear about.
Are you all right, Terry?
Yeah.
Can I have you read stories, or have I just lost you for the day?
No, I actually have a couple
if I lost you for the day, Terry, it's going to be my fault, and I recognize that. I have this inability to hold back things that I shouldn't say, that know that if I say them, it makes me a bastard, and yet I say them all the time, because I know the truth. But still, I can't stop from saying them, and that makes me an outright bastard. And I've done it yet again this morning, and I know that now you're looking at me all with wanting to strangle me, and I'm wondering if I've lost you for the morning.
No, in fact, I have quite a few stories.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
Would you like a couple?
Yes. I love keep pointing it out that there's the uncomfortableness in the studio, which makes it extra uncomfortable. So go ahead, Terry. Tell us what stories you have.
How about this? 2 skaters from Disney's On Ice's Monsters, Inc. got in trouble with the law over the weekend.
It's got to hit you a lot.
Anyway. Right. It happened in Columbia, South Carolina. After the show, these 2 gentlemen, I don't know, they didn't say what monsters they played in this Disney on Ice thing. But they went back to the hotel and decided to call an escort service.
And that's frowned upon on that Disney on Ice circuit?
You think? It's a family deal.
Not good for public relations?
No, probably not. Anyway, well,
the Disney on Ice skaters, Terry, I'm sure have a lot of stress and need to have their stresses in their lives relieved, too. So if you can call an escort, then what's the big deal?
Sure.
They advertise on the Internet. They're very accessible. I mean, I think they advertise on the Internet. I think they're very accessible. What's the problem with that? It's such a bad PR situation for the Disney on Ice show to have the word out that a couple of the skaters in the show wanted a little hooker in their room.
Well,
they missed their wives. They needed to have a memory of what their wife can do for them, so they had an escort come in and do that for them.
Okay.
What's the big deal?
My wife doesn't do this.
Would that stop? Did that stop you? That's the problem. Would that stop you from going to the show as a paying customer, potential paying customer?
Yes.
You wouldn't go to see the Disney on Ice show?
I knew that yes, it would.
It would stop you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, why should it?
Just because I think...
Why? It's going to ruin...
It does not display, the nice,
the Disney
clean...
image that Disney on Ice should have along with it.
Right.
Sully shouldn't be doing that.
They really shouldn't.
It soils the Disney on Ice.
Yes. Look at the one-eyed monster is really a pervert who likes hookers.
The wholesome experience of Disney on Ice has now been ruined, and you can't take your kids with a good conscience.
It's tough to control the one-eyed monster, Terry.
Well, there is a one-eyed monster.
Caused the problem to begin with.
Right.
Anyway, let me finish the story.
Right.
They negotiated a fee with the escort of $400. She came to the hotel. They asked her to start stripping and let's get nude, honey.
Oh, geez.
Well, she told them that she wasn't that kind of stripper. She was really only there to provide companionship.
So she was an escort in the true definition of the word, just to escort them around the hotel if they needed some ice, if they needed to go in the lobby and play some video games, she'd be their escort. If they needed to go around town, she would escort them around and make them look good, but she's not that type of escort that gets naked and performs sex acts.
Correct.
I always wondered, I don't know, if these people that advertise online as escorts and then put the disclaimer at the bottom that prostitution is illegal, if they really are saying that just to cover their ass as far as their advertisement, or if they really will follow that to the letter of their statement. And I thought very strongly that no person could show up after negotiating a fee of what, $400?
$400.
And try to claim, no, I'm just here to be an escort.
Right.
I'm not a hooker.
Maybe because they were wearing their costumes, she kind of decided,
I'm not
here
in
to
the
keep you
big...
company.
Oh, come on.
But if you have tickets to the show, that'd be great for my kids.
Pretend like that doesn't make you hot, Steven. That is just so sad. That some woman out there thinks her time is worth $400 without getting naked and performing sex acts. Some women out there think she's such the unbelievable joy and pleasure to be around for a couple hours in the day that you're going to give her $400 to just hang around you.
A conversation's worth it, for sure.
I hope they're few and far between. These women who advertise themselves online as escorts and then show up and tell you, no, I'm not that kind of escort. I hope that's very rare.
Are you making that announcement now to let everybody around here know that?
I'm just worried there's going to be a lot of women that are going to get hurt physically, Terry.
Well, they did they say in the story that, they kept pressing her and she was trying to leave and they grabbed her arm and that's what finally made her call the police.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're a woman who advertises yourself online that you're going to go to some hotel and then you have the gall to tell the guy, no, the $400 doesn't mean sex. I'm just here to be a companion of yours. If you then get your ass beat, you deserved it. I'm sorry. You don't show up at somebody's strange hotel room and then have the gall to tell them you're there to provide companionship and friendship.
Escort 101 basics.
If you wind up in a dumpster, don't expect me to feel sorry for you.
If it's $400 and your name is Peaches, you're putting out. All right?
You're putting out the cream, Peaches. You better be clean, Peaches, real quick. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I thought there's been a moment in my life where I was on the internet and thought to myself, after looking at a number of these advertisements, it was a real quick moment in my life.
Yeah, these pop-ups, where do they come from?
Yeah, I was wondering. I was so annoyed.
You were at CNN.com, and all of a sudden.
I was wondering, is there any chance that these women actually believe what they're saying and they're not truly prostitutes? Nah, they wouldn't dare.
No.
They wouldn't dare.
Well, she dared.
Done a study.
She wanted to let you know. She's not that type.
Well, that's ridiculous.
So there you go.
Well, if she's not that type, then don't advertise yourself on the internet. If you're not that type, then find a boyfriend, and hopefully then have him propose to you and have the family with the white picket fence you always wanted. Live that boring life.
So when you pay the $400, do you still have to buy him dinner and stuff?
Stephen pretending like he doesn't know.
Or do they split the check?
Stephen, we were thinking you were going to tell us. Since you're the one with all the experience in this line of the world.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. All those hours you have to yourself in quiet little Carnation, Washington.
Lots of escorts out there too.
I'm sure you've heard a number of times. Oh, to go that far would cost an extra $100. I mean, I don't go to Carnation every day.
They always ask for mileage.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you give him a mile?
Well, I don't. It's usually too much.
What was your question again that you asked in the dumb voice, trying to play stupid? Yes, what was it now?
Well, you still have to if they're just for your companionship,
right,
for $400, you still have to companion them and take them to dinner and stuff, right?
Who's this now? So you're saying
Never mind. If you're advertising, just go have sex with a guy, okay?
The woman who advertised herself as the companion, then on top of it expects dinner?
Well, don't they?
I don't know.
Isn't that why you companion?
I'm hoping and thinking this is the rare occasion where a woman wronged a customer by charging him $400 and thinking that her companionship was worth every penny, but didn't want to get naked and didn't want to perform any sex act. That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not suggesting this is a great way to live your life, Terry. It's not it's lucrative. It's not a great way, however, perhaps.
The health benefits aren't very good.
But then don't advertise yourself thinking you're just some dazzling companion. Please. Nobody's impressed with your companionship to the point where they're even to pay $10.
You should do stand-up or something for the $400?
Jerry Seinfeld doesn't get $400 an hour.
If we're not going to have sex, can you just mow my lawn then, please? $400.
And pull some of the weeds.
Yeah.
Well, my gardener gets $400 a month.
Wow. You have a garden?
All right, call him a gardener. It's a landscaper. Fine, whatever. Anyhow.
There you go.
So these Disney on Ice people had to deal with this crap?
Yep, they did. Mm-hmm.
So now not only do they have the bad PR, but they didn't even get their lances waxed?
Right.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Bad all the way around.
And the next day they had to put on their skates and their costumes again.
Yeah. The worst part is they got to be in Monsters, Inc. Skating.
Are Disney on Ice ticket sales down as a result of this,
Doesn't
Terry?
say anything about that.
You being a wholesome family woman have just put it on the record that you would not, after hearing this kind of tale, or just being told in the newspapers like it is, Terry, would, with good conscience, take your family to see these seedy Disney on Ice performers perform?
Didn't say anything about ticket sales. Just says that they wrapped up their little stint in Colombia the other day, or yesterday.
They wrapped up their situations and went home.
They did.
In Colombia? They're doing the show there?
They did it in
Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Now, Stephen, Terry has pointed out, and I'm sure a very candid and frank moment, that she would not take her family to see these performers after what she's heard. What despicable things they were asking for of what they thought was an escort. Would this also, in similar fashion, cause you to refrain from going to the Disney on Ice Spectacular?
Am I getting free tickets or am I paying for them?
When was the last time you paid for anything at any arena?
Gosh. You're paying for them, okay?
Yeah, you're a paying customer. Would you pay to see this if you and the family wanted to go? You had plans to go. You had already bought tickets. Would you throw them in the garbage?
Well, I mean, it is disappointing. I would think that I don't know what.
Why is it so disappointing?
Well, because you don't expect that out of, you know, they should be held to a higher standard.
What
these
fields,
ice people.
what areas?
They're like carny folk, you know.
What area of the world is it acceptable? Let's say you're a hardware salesman. You went to the mom and pop place in your neighborhood because you didn't like the big Home Depot outfit, so you decided to go there and refrain from going to a bigger place that had more variety, but then all of a sudden you found out that the owner of that place likes to have an occasional prostitute visit his home. Would you stop going there?
I might stop going there.
I'll tell you right now, it doesn't stop people from going to NBA games. And those workers,
yeah, that's true.
Those employees of the NBA, I can guarantee you have had a hooker or two come up to their rooms.
That's true.
A
You're
couple.
right.
And you take your kids to see the NBA games, do you not?
Actually, I have in the past, yes.
Okay, so Disney on Ice, unacceptable, but you're more than willing to look the other way at your favorite NBA player. You're happy to go and pay the ridiculous NBA price.
Maybe it's because we're immune to it because it's been out there in the open for so many years.
So all you have to do is become immune to the Disney on Ice people ordering their hookers.
I bet the guy's fired, and so we'd be safe to take our kids.
I don't think they're going to be fired. They're too damn talented.
Boy, when they can do
they
that
don't want
spin.
to have to have the audition for the One-Eyed Monster again, Stephen. It might be bad public relations.
Yeah, it could be.
Shame people are so judgmental. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Yes.
This is Amber, and there really are a difference between escorts and hookers, you guys.
Are you the stripper?
Yeah.
You're the stripper that's called before in the past and had the post down against Dumpy's wife and lost in horrendous fashion?
Oh, well, whatever. Anyways, there is a difference between escorts and actual hookers, and I just want you guys to realize that. You guys got entertainers that go through there, and then you have hookers.
So it's justifiable for a woman to advertise on the internet to point out that she's a $400 an hour or a $400 a visit type of escort, and then when the people that have called on you to come to their hotel room ask you to get naked, you have more than a right to say, no, I'm not that type of escort. That's what you're saying.
We're no different than any other business. We have the right to refuse service to anybody.
Fine, you can refuse service. That doesn't mean you're going to tell them, no, I'm going to stay here in your hotel like I was hired to do, but I'm not getting naked. If you're saying, if you show up at somebody's hotel room...
You advertise as a companion. You're not advertising as a sexual companion. That's just a very vague... It's very vague.
You show up at someone's hotel room and you see them and you say, you know what, I'm not going to take your money. You don't seem like someone I could be comfortable with. I'm going to refuse service, and you walk away without accepting any money. That's fine. I can totally agree with that. We totally have no problem with that as far as me and you are concerned with that. But don't take the $400 and then say, I'm not getting naked, because that's not what I do.
It's a service fee to walk through the door. And gentlemen that go through escort services know that. So when they're prepared to pay this fee, they also, ones that know the difference, they know the difference.
So you're telling me that you've had people call you to a hotel, you take their money, then you tell them, I'm sorry I don't get naked, you just paid me for my dazzling personality, and they accept that?
Well, you know, I don't have a problem with it. You know, I get flown out of state and whatnot, so I don't
get blown out of more than that.
have a problem with that.
Luckily for you, you are not that type of escort. You lay down like a pro.
Oh, yeah, give it to me. One-eyed monster.
There's a difference between an entertainer and an escort.
What do you juggle?
The top hat and the cane.
And it
all right, why don't
depends on what you advertise as.
Why don't you tell us what specifically kind of escort you are? You don't take your clothes off? You don't perform sex acts? Is that what you're telling us?
Oh, I'm an entertainer.
What does that mean?
I'm an entertainer. I'm an adult entertainer.
Whatever.
So she does do that.
And if you're an adult, then you know what type of entertainment that I get.
So you have sex with men?
Oh, hell no. Ask Dumpy what type of entertainment I get.
He said poor.
Yeah, Dumpy would say the worst kind that is not worth $1.
It was not poor.
He wouldn't tip you a bottle cap.
I think he said he didn't.
It wasn't that poor because we made a lot of money that night.
Right.
So I'm not worried about it.
But you weren't worth it.
And it was more than $400 an hour. I'll put it to you like that.
So you gave those guys at that particular situation, if I recall, lap dances, and that's fine. You showed up to be the
an entertainer
type of club stripper like you would find at Rick's more today than you did last month, and that's the kind of person you were hired to be. And that was, as long as that was clear, then that's fine.
Right.
But don't call yourself an escort then, because that's not what an escort does.
That's not true, because just as well as you have a carpenter that can do drywall and carpentry.
I bet you do drywall great. Anyhow, if you want to call yourself a dancer, that's fine. You want to call yourself an exotic type stripper, dancer, whatever, good. Advertise yourself as such. Don't call yourself an escort and then go to someone's hotel, take $400 and say, no, I don't get naked.
She's saying it to justify to herself why she's dirty and nasty and seedy.
Wow.
And what she does. And that's fine.
Nasty and seedy.
You're on the air.
Good morning, T-Man.
I can't believe we're playing with semantics. We're playing with the language like this right now. It's so ridiculous. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I used to work for an escort service. That lady's full of it, man. Anybody that pays $400 is laying down on their back.
Anyone who is willing to accept $400 and go to someone's hotel room, they have no idea who's on the other end of the phone. I mean, fine, if they want to show up and say, I'm not taking your money, you're creepy to me, and I'm leaving. Right. If you can get away without him grabbing at you, then fine. That's I think, very fair. But if you're taking $400 and saying, no, I don't get naked, what kind of crap is that?
You look into any newspaper, you're going to see escort services up and down, and almost guaranteed 99% of those escort services in the paper are going to be sexual. And if they're not, they'll tell you that over the phone.
Good to hear. And I will also state, to make sure I made it clear, I think in the perfect escort world, a woman should be able to show up, or a man escort at a hotel room and say, you know what? You're not what I hope for. So I guarantee the escorts have hopes, too. They have dreams. They have wants. They have desires. And if money. And if the person, well, I'm sure it's more than money. I'm sure they don't mind being a tad turned on themselves, even if they are immune to it. And if they open that, person opens that door and it's
some big fat greasy guy.
Oh, jeez. And that's not their type, and they want to say, hey, I drove all this way, but it was a waste of my time. Let's just call it quits right here. They should be able to walk away from that situation.
Right.
I had a hooker tell me no shirt, no shoes, no service.
No dice.
I put them back on.
You're on the air.
So bad for the fat, greasy guy. He loses and everything.
I can't even pay for sex, though.
Hey, I know you guys are talking about the escort service. I wanted to comment about the boob job.
Yeah.
I think that if the lady's uncomfortable, why don't she just ask her fiance to maybe sit in on the procedure? I mean, that's his dad. I'm sure he wouldn't have a problem.
Well, if she asks her fiance, she's going to jail for murder. You're on the air. Hello. Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Hey.
Yes. Go ahead. You there? Oh, he's gone. Please, just do me a favor. Know who you are and shut your mouth. I don't need Amber the stripper coming on telling me the semantics of the all delicate ways you can dance around what you truly are. If you're a dancer, fine, Amber. Then call yourself Amber the dancer. Amber the stripper works perfectly well as well. But don't advertise yourself as an escort. Show up at some Disney on Ice, stressed out employee's hotel room, and then tell him you don't get naked after you took his $400.
Oh, my God. Lots of jokes for you. You really like my personality.
How do you expect him to stick the landing on the triple axel after hearing that?
The T-Man.
More troubles for Michael Jackson after a former worker testified he saw Jackson's hand inside a famous child star's pants. The worker says Jackson's hand...
Emmanuel Lewis, we knew it all along, Terry.
Inside a famous child star's pants. The worker says Jackson's hand was down Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin's shorts while the two played video games, he says.
Okay, now I can attest, Terry, that you cannot master video games and have your hand down someone's pants at the same time. Now, I'm not sure if Michael Jackson is an accomplished video game player. Maybe he's not. Maybe he never cared.
Okay.
Maybe he was willing to lose and then have one hand down the pants of Macaulay Culkin. If that's his way of playing video games, fine.
Probably cared more about that.
I'd rather win the game of crotch invaders than than have one hand down someone's pants when I'm playing, Terry.
Okay.
I mean, Space Invaders. What did I say? Oh, geez.
Got it mixed up.
Personal Space Invaders.
Yes. Are you telling me that he was playing video games with Macaulay Culkin and was with one hand on the joystick and the other hand on the game maneuver piece?
Yes, that's what they're claiming.
I don't buy it, Terry. Macaulay Culkin, by the way, has again come out saying Michael Jackson never did anything of the sort. Right. And this person who is testifying on the witness stand that he was being fondled while playing Grand Theft Auto is just, and the fact that they had Grand Theft Auto 10 years before it came out, Terry, is probably the most amazing thing to come out of this trial, is just garbage, says Macaulay Culkin. And if Macaulay Culkin is not coming out and saying it, how can you believe this person's testimony? Well, one can make the case that Macaulay Culkin's been so severely scarred mentally by the experience that he's either suppressing it or denying it. And that'll be up to the jury to decipher through.
Yeah, but he could use the dough. You'd think he would sue Michael if something happened.
Macaulay Culkin could use the dough, Terry, after all the offers that he's getting just don't seem to be that lucrative, apparently, to the point where he's turning them down, or maybe he's not getting any. I don't know.
Yeah, he won't be very cute in Home Alone 10.
Yeah, once his voice changed, it was...
Right. Ruined it for you, huh?
The worker says Jackson's hand was down Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin's shorts while the two played video games, he says.
I mean, it's almost seeming now so preposterous. All these people now, day after day, coming to the witness stand saying all these things that Michael did are starting to pile on each other to such a degree now that it's starting to look like the piling on of a big heap of crap, Terry. I think maybe the prosecution is starting to hurt itself by parading witness after witness. What's the next one going to say?
I know. Yeah, could be right.
Maybe Michael was just looking for change for the pop machine or something.
Yeah, like he has change.
Got any loose change in your balls? Let me see.
Jeez.
It could have been in his pocket.
It was down his pants, Steve. And there's a difference between down his pants and in his pants pocket.
Well, if you saw a guy with his hand in his pants, you would think it was in his pants, but it could have technically been in his pocket.
All right, just because you have been time and time again been caught playing pocket pull, don't think, Stephen, that there's not a big difference between the two, all right?
The worker says Jackson's hand was down Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin's shorts while the two played video games. He says he never told anyone because no one would have believed it.
Spandex shorts.
Wow.
Very popular in the late 80s.
Really? Do they have pockets in there?
No, that's the point.
Yeah.
There are no pockets. You're
No
just
pockets.
you're getting confused by Stephen's
I know.
smoke cloud.
I am.
Speaking of the cloud, Terry, is the cloud gone?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, good.
Don't you feel it gone?
Oh, yes, Terry. Because what I'm trying to point out is how great your life is now.
No doubt.
And that's not all by my doing. I mean, mostly, but not all, Terry.
I never said my life.
I just
wasn't.
fired the opening salvo to start your life a-going, Terry. And now I see your life as one of the most admirable female lives that there is out there in the entire world. Everyone should strive to be Terry Free.
Actually, I'm striving to be Oprah, but
okay.
That'll never happen.
Oprah wishes she was you.
You'll be the next Connie Chung.
Wow.
Yes.
Married to Maury.
He'll be sticking his hands down your pants when you're playing video games, Terry. It'll be a great life.
See clearly now, the rain is gone.
Man, is this sounding preposterous? Do you really think that Michael Jackson sitting there playing, what was it at the time, like Nintendo? He's playing RBI with one hand and his hands down Macaulay Culkin's pants.
That sounds
I don't want you to be home alone.
He's the 49ers in Tecmo Bowl.
Man, he's so free. Michael is so free, there's no way this jury comes back with a guilty verdict, and rightly so. This trial is just a joke.
Unless turning into that.
Unless it's true.
While the two played video games.
Michael Jackson playing video games itself seems stupid.
Well, he's a child, you know.
He's too young. He's too young of a child in his own mind to be into, like, the real video games out there. Video games are played by, like, 15 to 40-year-olds. Michael Jackson sees himself as an 8-year-old.
Yeah, that could be true.
8-year-olds didn't want to play Nintendo ever.
The worker says Jackson's hand was down Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin's shorts while the two played video games.
The fact that the anchor of this newscast has such a high voice just makes it so perfect. 8-year-olds today don't want to play Xbox. They don't want to play Sony PlayStation.
The worker says Jackson's hand was down Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin's shorts while the two played video games.
Wow.
The only thing missing from this anchor is him adding an extra. Well, we'll have to see what happens today at the Michael Jackson trial because it continues day after day for a few more months before they actually get to any kind of verdict situation. You have some stuff you're holding up there, Terry. What do you have?
How about this? A story out of San Antonio where a 31-year-old woman was arrested and accused of forcing a 15-year-old boy who had dated her daughter
to play Crotch Invaders.
Well, kind of, yeah. To have sex with her by threatening to commit to kill herself with the mom, by the way, not the daughter.
I'm sorry, I'm losing you here, Terry.
I know it's kind of confusing.
I liked it better when the cloud was over our heads.
Well, the mom threatened the 15-year-old boy.
She threatened to kill herself.
Yes.
If the 15-year-old boy would not have sex with her.
Yes.
And it worked?
Yeah, it did. Because after a while...
I'm glad it's working for someone else besides me, Terry.
After a while, the boy said it just started out as a kiss, but then, she cut herself with a broken bottle.
Wow.
And he finally said, okay, fine, don't hurt yourself.
It could be worse, Terry. She could have to do that with her own wife, like some people I know, like me.
So, yeah.
She must be a very hot 31-year-old, let me tell you.
Okay.
To have to threaten to kill herself, to have a 15-year-old boy to have sex with her. Let me tell you, I really feel like we're missing out on pictures to go along with that story, Terry. I'd love to see what this woman looks like. Not really.
Okay. Supposedly they had sex about 10 times, 3 times, they say, at her home.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we'll see what happens in that case.
So did she threaten to kill herself each time?
Yeah. She said that she would hurt if the boy didn't come over.
Times.
Well, no. Once they started having sex, if he ever refused her, then she would threaten, to hurt herself or to, kill herself.
I've tried that excuse many times, Terry. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go over well. Honey, she said she'd kill herself if I didn't have sex with her, so that's why I did it. You can't be mad at me. I'm just trying to save a life.
Right. Not too convincing there?
All men should use that one, Terry.
Let's try it.
At least once?
Yeah. If you could try to convince people that Michael Jackson shoving his hands down Macaulay Culkin's pants while playing video games, then you certainly could give the old college try on trying to explain your infidelities on, well, she was going to kill herself to the scrap heap.
My hands were tied. I didn't know what to do.
No, they were tied, literally.
Right.
I couldn't get out of there.
The T-Man.
Yes. Oh. Terry, earlier this morning you were telling me about some survey you wanted to get to.
Yes.
I think we have time for it now. If it requires a lot of time, would you like to tell us something about this?
I sure would.
Oh, geez. What do you have?
A study of 2,604 women was conducted by professors at UCLA and Northwestern University.
That's not enough to convince me, Terry.
Well,
when they get 2,607, call me.
Okay.
How many did they get?
They had 2,604.
And 4.
Yes.
All right. I'll be willing to listen.
Okay. This is what they found.
Only women they surveyed. Is that what you said?
Yes.
And they came to some conclusions between this joint survey with Northwestern and UCLA.
Yes.
How does Northwestern, a school in Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. And UCLA, a school in L.A., right?
Correct.
Yes. How do they team their forces together and do one survey? You would think that would be, proximity-wise, a little difficult. Would you explain that? Because I know you're aware of this.
I am.
You have all the details. It's right there in front of you. How do they make that happen?
It was 2 sisters who are both professors, one at UCLA and one at Northwestern.
And they got together a group at Northwestern and a group at UCLA, and they made this happen.
Yes.
That's a lot of cell phone minutes to compare notes, Terry.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think it's not necessarily cost-effective, but go ahead.
Well, they found this, that 75% of women say they're satisfied with their sex lives.
Oh. 75%.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you astonished with how high that number is? Because every time you give us a statistic, Terry, it's sometimes very easy to turn it around and make it clear that 25% of women are not satisfied.
True.
1 out of 4 women out there.
Mm-hmm.
Are these married women, Terry? Does it say if they're...
It does not say.
Well, I'm imagining...
So probably a little bit of both.
They're all sexually active women.
Right.
And yet 1 out of 4 sexually active women are not satisfied.
True.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah. They also found that 82% of women overwhelmingly.
Terry, you can turn that around and say 18% of women overwhelmingly
say that size does matter.
Oh, jeez.
So 18% say that size doesn't matter.
That's a large number of women seeing that all these years, men have been so ready to be convinced that size doesn't matter.
Right.
They even came up with that nice little nursery rhyme to make it seem that much more official. It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean.
Right.
Well, apparently that boat needs a little bit of a port and starboard too, huh, Terry? Whatever happened to all those years of trying to convince the population that it's not size that matters? Now 82% of women feeling comfortable to answer honestly in a survey come out and tell you that you've been duped all along, you little stubby ones.
Wow. Size does matter.
Terry, my confidence has been blown to shreds.
Oh, sorry to hear.
And I feel foolish for believing that all those years.
Pasty Dave's holding his head high this morning.
That doesn't mean that.
As I
they all want the big
simultaneously
ones, right?
drop my head to the floor. What's that now, Stephen?
Well, it doesn't mean that they all. I mean, everybody has a different taste for their size. I would suppose, right?
Please. What was that now? Do you want to rephrase that, please?
I mean, some people who are surveyed may like you, and some may like pasty. I mean, everybody has their different tastes for size, right?
I thought when you rephrased it, you wouldn't use the word taste. But anyhow.
Right.
I think what they're suggesting is that if you're under, like, let's say a nice 4 or 5 inches, you're going to be a problem.
Whoa.
Huh.
Right?
I would say, yeah, probably.
When you say size matters, size means at least what? Terry, you're the female representative of this show. What does size imply? It means plus...
I would say,
9 inches or more for you?
Wow.
I would let's
She looks at an 8 inch and goes, hey, I can't hit.
No, I would say
size. You want to hang with me?
Where's your
7
brother,
or more.
Arriba.
7 or more.
7 or more?
Holy
Well, I'm just trying to say in general for the lady. I mean,
I don't think you could speak in general for the ladies when you're saying 7 or more, Terry. I mean, I got to realize
you can have a 7,
near the
but
Grand Canyon, and that's just the way it is.
well, you can
7
have
what?
a 7 inches, but then
Hey.
a little bit on the thicker side.
Terry, 7 is
still
pretty
sizes.
massive. Do you understand that?
I understand.
I don't think you do.
Especially when what I think I read that the men are an average of 5.87 or something like that.
5.87 or something like that?
I just saw it the other day.
All right. Wow. This conversation has certainly helped my ego. Anyhow.
Not really what I wanted to hear, but...
Yeah, I think I read that the average male size is somewhere in the 5 range, but you're talking that size now means 7 or bigger?
Sure.
I think most women would not like anything bigger than a 7. It could be uncomfortable for most women. Maybe
Right,
not you,
right,
probably not even close.
right.
But for a lot of women, anything over a 7 is going to
Could
be
be.
a little bit awkward, uncomfortable. There's
Could
no
be.
room for him to do his thing. But
Could be.
Wow. Well, if I do measure for my anus, I will get 7 out of my...
Wherever you feel any sort of hardness, huh?
Or if I do measure for the back wall over there, maybe I can squeeze out 7 for you, Terry.
That's where it starts, though, technically, right?
Until then, I'm just going to have to be satisfied with a 2. 82% of women said size matters, huh?
Yes, it does.
Wow, I'm not surprised by that. I think I never believed at any point all those years. It went on to be decades where women and the general population went on with this theory about how size doesn't matter. I don't think any person in their right mind ever really truly believed that. Of course it has to matter. It stands to reason. It's the laws of physics. It's got to matter.
Want some more?
Huh?
You want some more?
Yeah, sure.
Make us feel even better.
Sure. They say here that 80% of women believe that sex should not take place without love.
80% of women said that? Mm-hmm. Well, there are a lot of women out there not adhering to that theory either, Terry.
You're probably right.
Because there's a lot more than 20% of women out there who in the past, let's say, year, Terry, have had themselves a nice, healthy one-nighter or two. All right? With a guy with no size.
Wow.
Give it to me.
And it didn't matter.
Yeah.
All right?
Gotcha.
So it's wonderful that women are so strong with their opinions and their feelings on where they stand in these situations, on these questions, Terry, and yet I don't think, last I checked, that it's only 20% of women having sex without love.
Love.
Look at the two of us. But that's what they said.
That's what they said.
80% of the respondents said sex without love is wrong. Is that how they phrase it?
That you should not have sex should not take place without love.
Forget it's wrong. It shouldn't take place,
yes,
period.
It shouldn't take place without love being involved.
What if you love to have sex? Is that kind of the loophole in that statement, Terry?
Maybe that's it. Who knows? So you can make it the loophole.
So size does matter, huh?
It does.
Oh, jeez.
7+.
Well, the size of your breasts then matter, too.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, wait, you all have big ones now. Because, yeah, everyone's getting breast augmentation.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you throw away that advertisement for the penis enlargement guy?
I still have it.
And
if humping you is wrong, then I don't want to feel right.
Even if you're not in love, right?
No. Huh? No.
And then one other stat that I found, pretty interesting. 87% say infidelity is always wrong.
That means 13% say it's sometimes right.
Oh, I'm so right.
Because Terry, as I said, you could turn around every statistical little point you're trying to make there. 87% of the respondents said that infidelity is always wrong.
Always wrong.
13% are dirty whores.
What?
And then they also went on to say, Terry, how could something so wrong feel so right?
God.
I'm surprised. Are you surprised, Terry? Are you startled by that it was only 80% of women, Terry, not men, women, responded by saying that infidelity is wrong?
Well, 87?
Yeah, that's a low number. I mean, 87 always, when you go from 1 to 100, seems kind of high, but think about what you're talking about here. Why shouldn't it be 99? There should have been only two options. That the results of the survey would come out 99%, or a slam dunk 100%. Why should it be any less than that?
Well, because...
Why are 13% of women saying infidelity is not always wrong?
Because
it wasn't wrong when I had it last week. It wasn't wrong when I had it last month. It wasn't wrong when I had it before that.
Well, because as Stephen pointed out, what did you say they were, Stephen?
Dirty whores.
Oh,
there you go.
So...
Or, I mean... Even if they're not dirty whores, maybe they just kind of have a open mind and may think a little bit more along the line of that, being monogamous is not possible.
Well, I'll tell you this. Let me reopen the phone lines, and if you're one of the 13%, call now. Or better yet, call after the show is over. 1-866-60... what's the number here? Yeah.
866.
Yeah, 1-866... Penis-sized master.
Scott.com.
1-866-663... T-Man is the number to call. Apparently, out there in the female population, and they had a large enough sample size.
Nice little sample size there.
To feel to feel comfortable that it covers a nice majority of the population. So we have to assume that 13% of you female listeners right now out there are thinking that infidelity is not always wrong. If you're one of those 13%, go now and tell us, in what instance was it not wrong?
Dirty little whores.
Dirty.
You're on the air.
Hey, T-Man.
Yes.
Terry's talking about, how a guy's got to be 7 inches or bigger.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's got a lot to do with how loose the bitch is. I mean, Terry needs like 8 and bigger.
Wow. Terry, you've outraged a lot of men out there by suggesting that you're not big unless you're 7 inches or bigger.
I'm not the one who's suggesting. I'm just saying.
We asked you what big means. You said at least 7 inches.
Right.
Well,
guy's got to have a little size to him. Man. I'll tell you, it's less than 13% of men that are 7 inches or bigger.
Okay.
Even though the men who claim they're 7 inches or bigger is like 80%. But the actual retail value of men that are 7 inches or bigger is 12%.
Oh.
Well, the average, really, if you round it up, is
I'm sure you rounded
6.
up, Jay.
The average.
No, the
for a
average is
guy.
5. You just told us.
No, I said the average was 5.87. So
I
you
don't think
round up to 6.
I heard.
So you're an inch off. I'm trying to make everybody feel better.
Okay.
Terry's Wazoo math, you round up to 10.
Some people are into fantasy sports. Terry's into fantasy wiener numbers.
You're on the air.
What's the current average? 5.87.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
I think that Terry's totally wrong about saying 7 inches wrong. You know how it has to be big? 5 is good, Depends on what the women like.
Okay, Terry, you hear the even the man who's in his car was screaming in the background.
I'm going on the stat where it says 82% of women say that size does matter.
You're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, where are those 13% of women? Yes, you're on. Hi.
Hi, T-Man.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I was calling because one of the UW basketball players and I sometimes hook up on when he has a girlfriend.
He has a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Well, that's not necessarily then your infidelity. That would be his. And that would assume that we are believing your story when, in all honesty, you've told us nothing, obviously, so far. That would lead us to believe that you're telling us the truth. Now, tell us who this basketball player is and where you did it and who his girlfriend is so we can all now enjoy the moment.
No, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I am good to him. I'm not going to ruin his little thing he has going on with me.
Right.
Sure.
Where are you guys doing it? Let's just start there. That seems...
all over the place.
Here, and here.
Mm-hmm.
He was busy.
When was the last time you had sex with this UW basketball player?
Well, it was a while ago, but then I hung out with him on Saturday, and he was like, my girlfriend's out of town. And I was like, uh-oh. And then I'm like, I'll call you tomorrow. And he was like, yeah.
Well, did you have sex with him over the weekend or not?
No.
You didn't?
Because he didn't call.
And his girlfriend's a serious girlfriend, I imagine. Is that right?
Yeah.
To the point where they're, like, going to be married someday or what?
No. We're only in college.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get it. So he's a college basketball player.
Yeah, UW.
I know.
Oh.
Is he bigger than 7 inches, this basketball player of yours?
I don't know.
Wow.
Well, it's Mike Jensen.
Wow.
Nate Robinson. If she's not sure, it's got to be Mike Jensen. Right. Anyhow, do you plan on continuing on with this situation as it stands right now, with you being
I don't know. What do you think?
the woman on the side? I say sure. Why not?
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay. But she's obviously making up the story, and she's the bullcrap caller of the day.
Shut up. I am not.
You're not making up the story? Are you hot? What year are you in college?
I'm a sophomore.
Really?
Give
Cute
the
little
initials of the player.
Cute little sophomore.
They won't give
I'm
it up.
trying, okay?
Mm-hmm. And you have no other men in your life, or do you?
No, not right now.
Are you looking, or you're not really looking, but you're willing to keep it open, or what?
Yeah, I'm willing to keep it open. I wish.
You'd like to have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Would you like this basketball player to be your boyfriend, or is he too sleazy and dirty?
No, he's too sleazy. He always cheats on his girlfriend.
But you like having sex with him.
Yeah.
And the sex with him is good? It's mediocre? It's bad?
It's good. I would say it's good.
How many stars out of 1 to 4 stars if you were reviewing his restaurant?
3.
3-star restaurant here.
4 being the spiciest?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And what's the best sex you've ever had, scale of 1 to 4?
Oh, God. I don't know. I haven't had very good sex.
You've never had,
today.
have you ever had 4-star sex?
No.
So 3 is obviously then the best.
I guess,
Or
yeah.
he's pretty much the best you've ever had, is that right?
I guess.
But you're hoping for better soon.
Yeah.
You'd like to have that 4-star guy. Seems like he should be right around the corner for you.
Hopefully.
Wow. It's pretty hot.
Well, thanks for the advice, T-Man.
I don't think he gave you any.
Yeah, you did. You were like, do it.
But you're welcome. Yeah, I said, duh, why not? Enjoy your college time.
Well, that's the advice. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
You're not getting feelings for the guy?
No, I don't have any feelings. Well, I had a crush on him like all the way through high school, but like
I
that
know who
was
it is now.
And she followed him all the way to college.
I know who
She
it is
finally
now.
landed him. That's good
No, we
stuff.
met in high school too.
Good stuff. And you're you don't give a crap kind of sophomore the way you should be.
Yeah.
You live on campus?
No, I don't go to the U.
Oh, you don't?
No, I used to go to Wazoo, Terry.
All right.
I know.
So I wish you could say the same. Anyhow.
Wow.
That's, all right, keep us posted. Oh, jeez.
Okay, thanks, T.
Like he will you. Okay, very good. Take care.
Yeah, maybe you get knocked up, he makes it to the NBA, and you win.
But that doesn't necessarily qualify as a 13% of the women out there that say infidelity is not always wrong. She's not being unfaithful to anyone. Come on. She doesn't have a boyfriend. She doesn't have a serious relationship going.
But maybe it's women like that answering the survey.
Well, then they better be clear before they answer the survey as to what infidelity truly is. You're not being unfaithful unless you're in a serious relationship. People are responsible for their own relationships.
Right, but maybe, I mean, is it possible that these 13% of the women have had their boyfriends cheat on them and they said, oh, well, I let it go once, you know, and justify it?
I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah, I don't know, really. Yeah.
You're on the air.
What up, Keith, man?
Yes.
Hey, I got a question for Terry. Are you of Oriental? A little bit?
I am.
Are you Oriental a little bit, Terry? That's the question.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm Filipino.
You're a chicken salad?
Oh, okay. Well, I have two predictions. Hello?
Yes.
We're waiting for the predictions.
I just have two predictions. One, you're a bad driver and you use chopsticks to orally negotiate your husband.
Huh?
Wow.
The Oriental part should have tipped us off from the beginning.
Okay.
Right?
Our prediction should have been something racist to come out of this.
Right.
That should have been the first prediction.
And the second prediction? That he's not a Utah basketball player. Okay, very good. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi. I just wanted to let you guys know a little something about the vagina.
All right.
That the most of the nerve endings, about like 15,000, are in the bottom third of it.
Right.
And then just like in the head of the penis.
Mm-hmm.
And the vagina is very accommodating.
Apparently, all that information that has been spewed about through the 80s, the 90s, about size not mattering, and it's all at the very tip, all the nerve endings, and the woman's vagina has only got the sensitivity levels at the top of the vagina, and you don't even have to go that deep. It's all full of it. It's all crap. There's nerve endings all the way through that dark, deep little hole.
Wow, nice.
That's the way it is.
Full crap hole of the day.
And the bigger the man is, the more likely it is that you're going to have a better sexual experience. It only stands to reason that that's the case. Now, there comes a point, where a man's size could actually work against him if he leaves himself no room for being able to negotiate through.
Yeah, I hate those days.
Right. For being able to negotiate his way through that hole.
Yeah, it sucks, dude.
But on the grand scale, size matters, always has, always will. Stop throwing lame myths around. I'm going to write a song like that.
Right.
Stop throwing
Okay.
lame myths around.
I'll bring in the guitar tomorrow.
Can't wait to hear this song.
Lame myths around. You're on the air.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty funny stuff. Sometimes size does matter, but there are times when it doesn't.
You know, I opened the phone lines for one reason, okay? Not to talk about size. That's a foregone
I
conclusion
want
that
to
it
talk
matters.
about the infidelity.
That's why I opened the phone lines, because apparently there's 13% of you women out there who are sluts who think that infidelity sometimes can be justified. I want to hear from you ladies.
Okay, I've been with this guy for 5 years.
Uh-huh.
Haven't cheated on him once.
Thanks for the call. You're on the
That's
air.
what we want to hear.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
T-Man?
Yes?
How you doing?
Okay.
Okay. I'm talking about the infidelity. I mean, it's really a problem these days because so many guys, so many married guys in particular, are so unfaithful to their ladies.
How come you don't cough in Jamaican?
Huh?
Is this a real accent?
Bull crap Jamaican of the day.
Yeah. Or are you the bold crap Jamaican accent of the day?
Oh no, I mean, I'm just talking out of experience.
Yes. So what's your point? Well, how does this factor into the 13% of women out there that responded by saying that infidelity isn't always wrong?
They're wrong. I mean, infidelity is always right. Men are so, I don't know, they're just not truthful to their ladies.
All right.
They're not satisfied with one. I mean, 1, 2, 3, because their taste is different.
Okay, so if you could wave a magic wand and change that part of the world, how would you change it?
I would say say 75% of women stand for the fact that infidelity is a problem.
All right, I'm glad you don't have a wand. You're on the air. Hello. I don't think anyone will be able to understand the world after you're done with it. Yes, hello. Hello, you're on.
Hello?
Yes.
I wanted to say something about infidelity can be different than just having sex with someone else. It can be cheating on them by other means.
And how is that? What are the other means?
Like, for instance, say, like, me and my husband were religious and we don't believe in... I mean, I'm not saying anything's bad with porn, but I'm saying that unless it's a shared thing, it can be, in a way, infidelity if you don't believe that is a good thing to do.
All right, well, you're getting on a very delicate ground of shady, grayed area now. If you're going to talk about that a foot rub or a massage or watching a harmless porno with some woman that you maybe work with or whatever the case may be is infidelity, well, then you got a lot more cheaters out there than even before.
Right, but back to the thing that you guys were saying about size matters.
Oh, jeez.
That can be
In my religion, it does.
Infidelity.
That could be infidelity. What, talking about size?
Oh, no.
Having a big one.
Having a big one is already, you're already unfaithful.
No.
Because you're that much closer to that woman over there.
Right. Then what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that, like, my first boyfriend in high school, I swear, was, like, not big at all, and I wasn't having it, and I cheated on him because of it. So, you know, the two things are related hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for infidelity.
So that's why it sometimes can be justified, infidelity, because your husband has got a really small little wanker.
No.
and you have
I wouldn't have married him.
You have no choice. I'm not talking about your husband in particular, but if a woman out there has a really small husband with a small little cranker, then she has no choice but to get something elsewhere.
No, not if you're married. That's different. You took a vow for better or for worse.
All right, figure yourself out and call us back. You're on the air. It seems like
but I
no
think that's
one...
what she was actually trying to say. That,
but she didn't say it when I asked her.
But
not if you're married, she said.
Well, but that's the whole thing with infidelity.
You make a conscious decision as to the size of the cranker you're marrying.
Right.
Hello? You're on, yes.
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
I'm one of them little dirty sluts.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I had a husband that I didn't really want. So I went and found me another one who was actually married to someone else.
Well, I will say this again. 13% of women say that infidelity is sometimes justifiable. And you feel like your unfaithful ways were justifiable?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me why. Because you weren't happy? You just weren't feeling it for your husband?
Him touching me made my skin crawl, so I had to find somebody who made other things crawl.
Well, one could say you could have avoided being a cheater if you would have divorced him first and then had your sex elsewhere at that time. Why didn't you do it in that fashion?
I did for his birthday give him a restraining order and have him kicked out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his wish came true when he blew out his candles.
Well, you sound like a falsified dirty slut to me, because it doesn't sound like you were just cheating. A dirty slut to me is a woman who's actually happy in her marriage and is sneaking around cheating with other guys. That's cool.
She still loves her husband, but...
Yeah, you didn't love your husband. That's not hot.
You had a restraining order, and he was kicked out.
Yeah.
So can I be just a slut?
So you're the bullcrap dirty slut caller of the day.
Bullcrap dirty slut of the day.
Don't advertise yourself as a dirty slut, get me all drooling here, and then have me just feel like an idiot as I wipe up my drool.
You might be horrified that you were drooling over her in the first place.
Yeah, I wasn't really drooling. I just drool anyway. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was calling, but I don't really want to talk about size because it's relative.
Size is relative?
Yes.
So if you're with a 5'4" guy with a 4-incher, it's okay, but if you're...
It's like a 7.
If he's thick, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think it's part of size.
Well, especially if you're a virgin, too. I mean, you don't know what you have. I remember one time, my first boyfriend, I thought he was huge. I ended up going back to him years later, and he was small, and it sucked.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe he was the same, and you got bigger.
Well, I must move on to bigger things, obviously.
Yeah, if you gain 120 pounds, it may not look as big to you. Kind of like when I go back to my bedroom in New York,
Right.
doesn't seem as big as it used to be, Terry.
Sure.
But I got to remember, Most of my life, when I lived there, I was 4'4", and growing.
Right.
How come people just don't see the light? I realize the unbelievable, invaluable service we provide to people out there to point out the obvious. This woman should have realized she gained 200 pounds today, and she couldn't figure it out. It looks so much smaller. No, you're just a tub with a huge vagina.
She has a gun.
You're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
What's up with you, T-Man?
Not much. How can I be of service?
I wanted to talk to you about like the infidelity thing and the size thing.
Well, one.
Okay, first of all, size really does matter. Okay, all the bitches out there that say it don't matter are lying assholes.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. And the infidelity thing, okay, obviously this one, my first, right? Okay, he cheated on his wife with me. And I didn't know he was married, but I found out like 5 minutes later because he went upstairs and told the female that he just had sex with me.
Right.
And it was crazy. I started freaking out. I was like, oh, my God, you told her?
Well, that was probably a very entertaining evening for you, huh?
And then he was like, can she join us?
Mm.
I was like, oh, hell no.
Ah.
So you were at the
really
house?
Cheating, then. It's not really cheating then.
Well, it was cheating, though.
I'm waiting for one caller to really fit the bill of what we're talking about here. It's not happening.
It's not.
T-Man!
Yes.
What's happening, man?
How are you, sir?
Oh, T-Man, look, man. First of all, I want to say something. All these women that called, man, look, it ain't the size of it. It's just you got to know how to use it.
Oh, jeez. Nothing worse than a small black man on the line, Terry.
Some of these women's pussy is deep as the Green Canyon, so I mean, to hit bottom. Now, infidelities, now that's something different. You know, I mean, because, hey, look, I've been my woman 15 years, T-Man.
Yes.
And, I mean, I cheated once when we first got together, but, you know, I know where home is. And can't no other woman out there throw it like my woman can.
So you cheated once and then you've never strayed again. Is that what you're telling us? So that old adage of once a cheater, always a cheater doesn't apply to you?
No, it doesn't, T-Man. No, it doesn't.
Well, what is...
What made you cheat in the first place?
There's some women out there now that go ahead. I mean, they do their thing, T-Man, and I mean, but they still come back home. You know? But, you know, hey.
They come back home because you leave a trail of breadcrumbs.
Yes.
Works for me every time.
And he said things that we had to dump from your radios, ladies and gentlemen, but if you want a transcript, trust me, it's priceless. Terry?
Yes.
I always believed size mattered.
Mm-hmm.
I always believed that infidelity is wrong, even though it feels so right. And I always believe in the adage, once a cheater, always a cheater. So that would make this last caller either a freak of nature, which is possible.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there. Loch Ness Monster. Sasquatch.
Right.
And men who cheat once and never again in the next 15 years. Mm-hmm. Or it would make him a liar. Ooh. That didn't sound like a liar to me, Terry. He did sound kind of like a freak, though.
Yeah.
Of nature.
Absolutely.
So I'm kind of split on which way to lean.
The T-Man. The big spring cha-ching. What it is, yo.